It's Friday night, October 27, 2017. It's Friday night football from Darling Stadium here in Hampton, Virginia. It's Frank Edgar coming to you along with my partner, Wube Gabray, to bring you the game of the week. This is the Phoebus Phantoms visiting the Kecoughtan Warriors. Wube, the Battle of Woodland Road.
That's right, Battle of Woodland Road. It's a rivalry game, so anything can happen. Both coaches are pretty excited about tonight's matchup, and the kids are as well. They know each other. They grew up together, so this should be a great matchup.
Well, you got Coach Coley and his Kecoughtan Warriors coming in at 4-5. A win secures their playoff spot, right?
Absolutely. A win secures it. A loss doesn't necessarily get them out of the playoffs. They need a lot of help from other outside games, but you know, they're looking to win tonight. So if they can win, it gives them a great opportunity to get in the playoffs.
And for the Phoebus Phantoms, they come in 8-0, playing some of the best football they've played the last couple of weeks. They've got 2 games left, Kecoughtan and then Menchville next week.
8-0, like you said, Frank, undefeated, and you know they're getting better every week. They have a young quarterback with a great running game, and they have Hargraves on the outside, who's been having a great season. Of course, the defense always comes to play. So, you know, Phoebus is right on track to continue their dominance so far on the season.
Well, the Phoebus Phantoms allowing 6.8 points a game this year. So the defense, which was kind of a question mark coming into this year, has played to Phoebus standards of the past.
Well, it's a plug-and-play atmosphere over at Phoebus. They lose one guy, and then they have younger guys that step up and fill those roles where the guys graduated. So it's nothing different this year. They have a lot of talent on defense, and the offense is coming around.
And for the Kecoughtan Warriors, it's been the best of times. It's been the worst of times for Coach Coley and his crew over there. They're coming in on a 2-win winning streak, and he hopes to get his 3rd win today in a row.
Yeah, they lost to Menchville and Gloucester. Those 2 losses might come back to bite them. But, you know, like on a 2-game winning streak going into this Battle of Woodland Road, so we'll see if they can pull off the upset.
Well, it's been a little bit inconsistent scheduling this year. There's some teams that are having some down years. Denby and Warwick in particular that have been in Menchville actually had a better season than Denby and Warwick. But, you know, some teams get those teams 3 in a row and they look good. Other teams kind of mix them in, and then like the Phoebus Phantoms have kind of had an up and down schedule as far as opponent-wise. This is a good test for the Phantoms, though, going headed into November.
It's a great test. I mean, you know, if you look up front, you know, Kecoughtan and Phoebus have decent-sized lines. They're going to challenge Phoebus up front, and we're going to see if they can take on that challenge, and they're going to have a tough job stopping Melvin in the backfield.
Well, we got a chance to catch up with Coach Coley of the Kecoughtan Warriors, and let's see what he had to say to us before the game. I'm here with head coach Alonzo Coley of Kecoughtan High School. Coach, big game here to end your season.
Absolutely. Winning, we're in for the playoffs. It's a big game for us. Always cross-town rival. I feel like I'm playing these guys. It's like playing all the guys that I knew and grew up with, so it's kind of cool.
What can the fans expect out of your Warriors tonight? To come in on a little bit of a winning streak?
I hopefully we're real aggressive and real physical. So we kind of push to our guys all year.
And you and I were talking before the game about the size of the Kecoughtan Warriors. You thought it might give a little trouble to Phoebus and to any sort of playoff opponent. What do you say about that?
Well, we're a physical smash mouth team. You know, we run the ball forward. It's kind of a lot of teams don't see a whole lot of that. So I think, you know, it could throw them off a little bit.
And we might see Jonathan Melvin at quarterback tonight. Is that right?
Yeah, see Jonathan Melvin there, and also we'll have Rizal Jackson playing there as well.
Going to still mix it up, run and throw, both of them?
Yes, sir.
Very good. All right. And then are you looking anywhere past tonight, or just focus on the Phoebus Phantoms?
Oh, one game at a time, and it's coming in here and do the best we can.
Well, good luck to you tonight. Good luck if you make it to the playoffs, and we'll look forward to seeing the Warriors down the road. Head coach Alonzo Coley. Always good to hear from the coach, and we appreciate throughout the year all the coaches spending a few minutes before the game talking to us, and it's good to hear from Coach Coley there. You know, he always gives us a lot of information before the game, and we really appreciate that. They've been really friendly over at Kecoughtan to get us rosters and the starters, and I want to thank them. They got their tough road to hoe here tonight.
It's going to be a tough matchup for Kecoughtan. Again, it's a rivalry, so you throw the records and everything out of the window, but you know, Phoebus is Phoebus, so it's going to be tough for Kecoughtan to come out and get a win tonight.
The line matchup tonight between Tim Young, the center for the Phoebus Phantoms, and George Mitchell, the lineman for for the Kecoughtan Warriors. That should be a great matchup tonight.
Well, Mitchell and Nico Thompson and a few other guys.
Brochure there.
Bashir,
77 is Thompson. Yeah, you
Yep.
see him on the screen.
So you know, they're gonna have their hands full.
And for the Phantoms, we were able to catch up with Coach Jeremy Blunt ahead of the game. Let's see what Coach Blunt had to tell us.
I'm here with head coach Jeremy Blunt, the Phoebus Phantoms. Coach, you come in 8-0. You got 2 more games to go, one of them against your down-the-street rivals, Kecoughtan Warriors. What do you expect out of Kecoughtan tonight?
They're going to come play some tough football. You know, these kids are neighbors. They grew up together. They grew up playing football together. They grew up going to school together, you know. So these kids are very familiar with one another. And, you know, I expect those guys to come out tonight with a lot on their plate, and they want to get after it. So we're expecting a hard-nosed football game.
You guys seem to be getting better every week. Do you sense that kind of improvement?
We are. You know, we still have some things that we want to work on. You know, as you continue to get deeper into the season, it's always some things that you want to improve on. You know, you have goals for yourself that, you know, you set out for at the beginning of the year, and, you know, we want to continue to hit those check marks. So, you know, right now we're just trying to get better day by day.
Still pleased with the performance of your sophomore quarterback, Chris Daniels?
I am. You know, he's really managing the offense and getting after it, and, you know, being very opportunistic. The offense in general, you know, they're getting after it, and the defense is doing what the defense always does here, you know. So we just, you know, here at the end of the day, man, we just want to continue to find a way to get better and grow and progress and, you know, work on those little things that we all need to work on.
Now, what should the fans at home look for if they see it on the field, they know the Phoebus Phantoms are clicking?
You know, when the chains are moving, when there's excitement on the sideline, you know, when the guys are getting after it and you know, guys are popping up and, you know, they're moving their feet and they're running their hands and, you know, you know we're playing football like we need to.
Well, very good. You've had a good year, a couple exciting games here at Darling Stadium. Have a good one tonight.
Appreciate it.
Head coach Jeremy Blunt.
Well, again, we thank the coaches, and Coach Jeremy Blunt's always been really easy to get off the field, even though he's out there in the middle of the warm-ups every night getting his quarterback going. You know, he comes in. This is his 5th full season. He's 57-12. Nice start for the young man.
Absolutely. I mean, we talk about all the time how he coached. I mean, he played at Phoebus, went to Phoebus, played for the late, great Bill D, and he brings that philosophy over to Phoebus as a head coach.
Well, there's the veteran crew that's going to call the game tonight. The referee, Todd Tucker, the umpire, Mark Brown, headlinesman Mark Fry, Tony Krug, the line judge, the side judge, Philip Grawley, Brian Davis, the field judge, Tony Brown, the back judge, and on the clock tonight, our friend Herman Drone right down the bench from us. Always doing a great job here. In fact, he's not allowed to leave between now and December.
Yeah, he's here in the state semis. So.
Yeah, we're going to have him here, we hope. So a good matchup tonight, Phantoms. Here it's senior night at Kecoughtan. Their last game of the season. And Phoebus and Hampton both have to play one more game next week when other teams take a bye. Kecoughtan would love to get a win tonight and heal up over a couple-week period and get ready for their first-round opponent. It's a close call for the Phantoms. I mean, for the Warriors, but here they come.
Yeah, again, you know, a win gives them a great opportunity to get in. A loss doesn't necessarily eliminate them, but they have to get some help.
You see Xavier Marshall there, number 6, wearing the street clothes. He's not going to play tonight for the Warriors. That's a loss for them.
You know, also for Phoebus, Frank, Latrell Smith is going to sit out as Caleb Randolph is going to take his spot on the defense side of the ball for Phoebus on the cornerback position.
Good matchup tonight. Woodland, the Battle of Woodland Road. 2 coaches, Lonzo Coley in his 6th season, Blunt in his 5th season. You know, these guys all know each other. As you hear both coaches say, these players grew up together, played against each other all these years. There's our friend George Mitchell, number 55, who we enjoy watching play.
And these schools are, separated by 2 miles?
Yeah, at the most. So just got Cash out here tonight from WBEC down in front. Expecting a good all-Hampton matchup. Not exactly a bustling crowd yet. I'll take this opportunity to ask the fans that, you know, if you wonder what you can do to help our youth here in Hampton, come out to see a ball game. There's a lot of youth out here. There's youth on the field. There's youth in the cheerleading squad, and you got the band to our left here. So come on out and join us here at Darling Stadium. It is a gorgeous night for football. Put on a coat and a hat and come on out. This is football weather, Wube.
I agree. I mean, it's you're supporting more than just the football players, like you said, the cheerleaders, you know, the trainers, everybody. I mean, they're all part of the program and part of the community. So it's always good to come out and support everybody.
So come on, folks. The playoffs are coming. We hope you get out here to Darling Stadium. We're going to be able to host a few games this year.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to go to the kickoff here. This is number 17, Reese Robinson, who's going to kick it off. He's a senior.
So Reese Robinson kicks it off to Phoebus. It's going to be number 7. That's Bryant. Bryant with the return for Phoebus at about the 40.
Well, a good stop, too, out there by Kecoughtan's number 2. You're going to see a lot of Lee Beeman tonight. So for the Phantoms, here they come on offense. This is their sophomore quarterback, Chris Daniels, wearing number 10, 5'9", 175-pounder. You see him there in the back of the huddle. And the big line, the big defensive line for Kecoughtan.
Yeah, they have good size up front. Good sizes. That's what Coley said, that he would be really interested to see how he matches up with Phoebus on the line. Daniels in the shotgun. Looks like number 12 for Phoebus is
Jalen White.
Jalen White. Is it?
It's off the
Daniels'
hand,
first
yeah.
pass is incomplete.
Daquan Fleming, the senior, letting that one get by him. So incomplete pass there for Daniels to start off. Here's the offense. They got Jamal Waheed and Donovan Cooper, Tim Young, Cameron Wilson, Charity Edwards. Excuse me. I'm reading 2 different lists here. Terrence Slade, Jeremy Fullwood's going to get in tonight. You see him, number 58. Then, of course, the skill players, Barry Hargrave, Damian Charity, DeQuandre Edwards, Daniel Wright, Daquan Fleming, and the quarterback, Chris Daniels.
So fake to Hargrave, and it goes to Jalen White. Good tackle.
That's, again, Lee Beeman on the stick by the Warriors.
And you said we'd say his name a lot. We said it twice already in the first 2 minutes.
So 3rd down and 9 for the Phantoms. Let's meet the Kecoughtan defense. And for y'all who've been watching Peninsula District football, very familiar line there. Mitchell out here in a passing down, but he's normally in there. Hubbard, Mitchell, Blakely, Cone, Douglas, Newsom, Melvin at the linebackers, Jones, Rowland, Moselle, and Beeman in the defensive backfield.
So it's going to be 3rd and 9 from the 41 for Phoebus. Daniels in the shotgun, goes back to pass. Pretty good protection. He has to get out of it, though, and he gets away, almost loses the ball. Takes a big hit by Kecoughtan. He's going to be short of the first down.
Well, they let him get by on 1, but not 2, as Daniels gets back short by about 3 yards. So 4th and 3, and the Phantom's not going to take any chances. Go ahead and punt the ball.
So a good first series for the Kecoughtan defense, Frank.
And you got to be pleased. Again, Coach Coley relying a lot on size and the few seniors that he had. Here's Daniels here. You see him get by. Just missed. That was Nico Thompson, I think, that had his shirt.
Almost lost it twice.
Punter we watched ahead of the game, pre-game, Emmanuel Johnson, number 30.
Over his head. Johnson goes back. He's in trouble now. He's running away.
Going the wrong way.
He's going to be tackled. It's a great play by Kecoughtan to start out. That's Bessie on the tackle.
Bessie's name came up last game we called for the Warriors, and he had a great game then. A good start for the Warriors. They're going to get the ball on the Phantom 15.
So this is just what Kecoughtan needed, an early start. Good start for them.
So a snap that we watched being warmed up for 20 minutes out there pre-game. Now, it is a little chilly here tonight, probably below 60 by now.
Yeah.
A couple of the players, including the punter, Johnson, with the face mask on. There's a screen on
on his
thing to
face,
warm his
yeah.
face. So here is Jonathan Melvin at quarterback.
We said, Coach said he would start him. I thought it was a fake to Beeman. Beeman actually gets it.
Beeman wishes it was a fake to him. He is met head on there by big number 11, Damian Charity. And Charity, who plays defensive back, is more like a linebacker, really. He's 6'1", 173-pound senior.
Well, I talked about the plug-and-play attitude at Phoebus. That's the Jonathan Gregory position from last year, and Charity just comes right in as a senior and does just as good as Gregory did last year, playing great on the defensive side for Phoebus.
A big offensive line.
Again, Melvin is at quarterback. Coach Coley said that Melvin and Jackson would play.
And Razon Jackson was number 11, so you'll see him come in as well. He's at it wide receiver now.
So he's going to fake to Beeman, and this time Melvin keeps it. He's still on his feet.
Well, that's exactly what Coach wants out of Melvin, is the running. He likes his size, and if you see Jonathan Melvin, you would not pick him out as a quarterback.
Yeah.
Here's the offensive line. Jonathan Melvin at quarterback. Lee Beeman at running back. Razan Jackson at wide receiver. James Moselle and Zeke Jones, the other wide receivers. Then the line, the tight ends, Nate Persinger, who needs to be involved tonight. Then Thomas, Mitchell, Brazier, Perry, and Thompson.
So 3rd and 8 from the 13 for Kecoughtan. Melvin under center. Long count. This time he gives to Beeman. Beeman up the middle. Touchdown, Kecoughtan. Right up the middle.
And right by Charity and right by the other defensive backs. That's number 2 back there. It looked to me, Tylen Baldwin, the sophomore, also trailing Lee Beeman. So the Kecoughtan jumps ahead here with a nice run up the middle by Beeman.
Great start by Kecoughtan. Simple play, little RPO as they call it, read pass option. Gave it to Beeman and he went right up the middle.
So a 13-yard run for the tailback, the junior.
Reese Robinson in for the extra point. The holder is Persinger.
And a really big kick here if he can make it.
It's going to be good.
And we have watched so many games where the kicking has come into play. There's a nice, it's a fake that gets by, is that one, that wasn't Juan Purdy, I don't think. I think that was 89.
Yeah.
Juan Purdy.
Purdy's not playing tonight. But
Joshua Austin, the sophomore, had a real good game the last time when Purdy got hurt. That time let the running back slip through his hands and nobody else in his way. Beeman puts the Warriors on the board. Robinson with the kick. Again, the kicker is going to be invaluable for both teams.
Yeah.
Kecoughtan seems to be determined to get Robinson ready to go for the playoff.
So a good start for Kecoughtan, 7-0 with 8:42 left in the first quarter. Just what Kecoughtan needed, a good early start. And again, Coach Blunt emphatically said, we're not looking ahead to the playoffs. We have 2 more games left, and we're going to play as if this was a playoff game. Just a slow start for them.
I'm sure he's not looking ahead, but, you know, every now and then these players will do it. Here's Reese Robinson to do the kickoff for the Warriors.
Deep back for Phoebus. Our 2 returners is Reese. Robinson
better
kicks
kick
it
this
to
time.
Hargraves.
Yeah.
Not a good idea, just based on his pass. He goes far side, cuts inside, stumbles, still on his feet. This could be trouble for Kecoughtan. Hargraves goes on the sideline but gets tackled at around the 45-yard line. Good return by Hargraves.
Daryl Cone on the tackle for the Warriors, but not before Hargraves brings it up over midfield. Barry Hargraves really the most athletic player they have, and
well, I think they're gonna tell Robinson not to kick his way again. I mean, he's dangerous. Remember against Lake Taylor, he had 2 returns, actually 2 touchdowns, 1 on a return and 1 on a long
pass. Yeah. In fact, both plays over 85 yards,
That's right.
I believe each.
I think one for 80 and 1 for 90.
Hargrave with a bright yellow bandana hanging out of the back of his helmet, easy to spot from behind, and that's usually where most players see him from.
Good return.
Good tackle right there.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 42 for Phoebus. Great start for them, great field position after the return by Hargraves. Daniels this time under center to Big Tim Young. He goes to Fleming. Fleming goes near side. Good block by Wright. Fleming cuts, stiff arm, still on his feet, goes out of bounds. Tackled by Zeke Jones, but great run by Fleming.
Down Brandon Rowland looks like he may have got hung up there on the end as a linebacker. Didn't realize the back was coming by him. First down pickup.
He got some great blocks.
By Fleming.
Yes. And here's look at the replay. If they can.
Well,
get
the
that
guard
block.
pulls.
You see, look at Wright pushing Brashear.
Daquan Fleming, 5'10", 188-pounder. He looks bigger there.
And a stiff arm too by Fleming. What a play.
Phantoms. 1st and 10.
1st and 10 from the 28. Daniels looking around. Goes under center. You see Tim Young at center, the senior, number 78. This time he goes to Wright. Wright cuts it inside. Has some good running room. And a 1st down run by Wright.
Saving tackle by the Warriors' Avery Singleton, but not before Wright, who is just a bulldozer, picks up another 1st down. So 2 runs, 2 first downs for the Phantom, taking them down deep into Kecoughtan territory.
That's Phoebus football. And you get a good look at the line.
It's a real good block right there on Brazier by the Phantom number 55, Jamal Waheed.
So a gain of 11. Going to be 1st and 10.
We talk about the center, Tim Young, number 78, 6'4", 300 pounds. Good guy to have in the middle, anchoring what is a very athletic and large line.
Motion as Daniels this time goes back to Fleming. Looks like it was a little confusion. Bryce Bailey went in motion, but that didn't fool Kecoughtan at all.
And Terrence Hubbard, I think, 88 on the takedown, 6'2", 240-pounder. There's Tim Young right there, number 78. Hard to miss him.
So they lost a yard on that one.
And if you see, there's George Mitchell, who's been a player of a game for us in the last couple of years. And watch him line up right there with Tim Young. No, he's going to move to the side and let his teammate Jalen Blakely deal with him. In fact, they're just going to avoid him altogether. I don't blame him. Berger on the right side of the offensive line.
So Daniels, 2nd and 11, goes back to Fleming. Fleming, maybe a yard. There's our man again. I think it was Mitchell that was in there with the stop.
And tackle, and I think it was 57 on the
57.
takedown at the time.
Isaiah
Sutter-Dove.
Yeah, Dove.
A little slow developing, maybe Wube that time.
As we haven't.
Yep, it is.
We haven't called his name that much this year, but he comes in and makes the tackle.
Well, he's a senior.
Senior.
So the senior's getting a chance to play here on senior night. He got a big hand when he was announced. And
so they gave him, I guess, 3 on that run. It's going to be 3rd and 8 from the 15. Right in Fleming in the backfield, right under center. Hargraves and Bailey on the outside. It goes to right. Nico Thompson gets him behind the line of scrimmage, and it's going to be
brought down by Matson Senior and Berger, number 54, wondering where the hold call was. He's able to free up, but his fellow senior, Nico Thompson.
So let's see what Phoebus does here. It looks like they're going to go for it. Look at the replay here. Is right.
Thompson all over him.
Nico Thompson, a senior.
Yeah, 6'2", 300.
So we got about 3 or 4 300-pounders out there, Frank, for each team.
Great picture. That's Steve Fryer on our field camera. What a great picture. Timeout called by the Phantoms. Their first time out here. So 7-0 here in the first quarter. 5:33 to go. Good shot. Steve in his camera work is brilliant.
Awesome, yeah.
Gets right in there. I told him earlier, I said he was covering the band 2 weeks ago when we had the Hampton Phoebus game, and I think he was stepping right along with the band there for a while. He looked good out there. I was going to get him one of those tall hats and a stick.
He blended right in, right.
He could lead the crowd.
There's this shot again inside the huddle.
So the Phantoms want to talk it over. This is they're down. They haven't been down too often this season. And it could very easily just be the 3rd game where they've trailed.
I think maybe Hampton and
Lake
Taylor.
Yeah, I think they've trailed Lake Taylor for a little bit.
Yeah, at the half, they were down against them at the half. Came back to win that one.
Chris Daniels in the shotgun.
Shotgun for Daniels. 4th and 7 from the 14. Trips near side. Back to pass is Daniels. It's going to be incomplete.
Very nearly picked off.
Yeah, Bryant was open. He had it.
Yep.
Just couldn't hold on to it.
So a turnover on downs. And the Warriors take over here. Real good defensive stop for the Warriors.
Great play.
He went to the right receiver, too. The receiver was open.
Well, Bryant was open. You see Jalen White out of the backfield. Oh, yeah.
And right off his hands.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 for Kecoughtan at the 14. 5:29 left. They lead 7-0.
Melvin trying to get his guy to move. Instead, he's going to follow the center over, and it's just going to be flagged down, I think.
Tuck went in motion. Another one of those. He's a junior, actually.
Oh, look, he got encroachment on the Phantom.
Prior to the snap, encroachment on the defense. 5-yard penalty, still 1st down.
So encroachment against the Phantoms. Kecoughtan picks up 5 yards on the penalty. First penalty of this game, which is nice. We've had some where we had more
flags.
penalties than not.
Yeah. So it's going to be a 5-yard penalty. It's going to be 1st and 5 from the 19.
It's a good shot of number 89, Joshua Austin, the 6-foot sophomore that has stepped in for Juan Purdy, the senior. Purdy hurt his leg a couple weeks ago, still not back yet.
Yeah, that's a big loss for Phoebus. He's having a great year before he got hurt.
Tall, thin defensive ends, very quick.
It's like it's going to be
That's Beeman
back
once
to Beeman.
again, who is not going to send a Christmas card to his quarterback for that one. That one, if Phoebus sniffed that out. Here's the Phoebus defense. Purdy is not in, so we said it's Austin's in for him. And then for the rest of the Phantoms, you'll see Austin Gilliam, Cameron Wilson. Slade gets the start tonight. It's Terrence Slade on the defensive side. And then Kareem Wilson at 34, Dominic Edwards and Bryant, another DeQuandre Edwards, Baldwin, Charity, and Smith in the defensive backfield.
Another run by Kecoughtan. Short run. The Phoebus line is there to control that stop there. I'm not sure who ran. It looks like it might have been Melvin who kept it.
He's only a yard short with third down. The 5-yard pickup helped on the penalty. So they come out with a play here. This is Kecoughtan's number 1. Zeke Jones, a senior, comes in with the play.
It's going to be 3rd and 1 from the 23.
Senior night tonight. The Warriors wearing their new jerseys, which both Wu Bei and I applaud for their visibility.
Definitely. Bright numbers. So Melvin under center, 3rd and 1. He's going to fake, and I don't think he's going to get it. Phoebus defense is on, right on Melvin as he kept.
There's not a lot Melvin could do. Phoebus was almost in the huddle with the Warriors that time. Melvin may have dropped back and thrown a little screen pass, and the receiver still would have been running. So 4th down now and about 2 yards.
And Silver was in on that tackle, another one of those young defenders. He's a sophomore.
Well, we do expect Jeremy Blunt to play a variety of players tonight. As he said, with having to fill the shoes for Juan Purdy, he's going to have backups for the rest of the line.
Yeah, Purdy hurt himself against Hampton. He was having a great season. As Reese Robinson goes back to punt, looks like Charity and Bryce Bailey are back to receive. It's going to be Bailey as he's going to let it drop. Then he picks it up about the 45-yard line. Got a couple blocks by Charity. And another block by Edwards. He's going to stiff arm and gets pushed. And he's going to take
almost
it
got
close to the end zone. He's still running. He has help inside. And he's going to fumble. And it's going to be what is it? Oh, they said he was down and around the 1. I thought it was going to be a touchback.
It's a close play. They're going to talk about it. Got a Warrior down back here at the 43-yard line.
And Frank, I think you said it a couple games ago how Bryce Bailey gets buried in the depth chart. He could play anywhere around.
He really could. He could be the best back on any squad.
But he takes a back seat to a lot of these great players on Phoebus, as you see.
Well, the one thing about it, he never not runs it back.
Yeah.
He loves to run it back.
Yeah,
this time he's
blocks.
almost tackled by his own man right there, but he lets him go. And then once again, it's Darrell Cone has to chase him down.
And luckily, he was down around the 1-yard line.
As the ball rolls out, Hargraves leaps on it. So the player down and back here at the 43, well, hopefully he's okay. Can't get a number yet. The squad's taking knees while they work on the Kecoughtan player.
He's all right. I think he should.
Looks like a leg problem. It is. It's number 16.
Oh, that's Mazel.
It's Rowland. Brandon Rowland, 16.
Oh, I'm sorry, Brandon Rowland. You're right.
I'll say either a knee or a lower leg injury. Hopefully not a knee. So he's going to come off with some help. Now remember, this is Kecoughtan's last game.
Yep.
If they can get the win, they're in, and they can have guys like Rowland heal up. He's going to come off dragging that left leg.
Get a good look at the administration at Kecoughtan. Mr. Mordecai is the principal over there at Kecoughtan High, home of everyday greatness, is the expectation. As it goes to right, tiptoes in and gets the easy touchdown for Phoebus.
You know, the late call by the far line judge, but he's got him. Touchdown, Daniel Wright. You're not going to stop Wright on a 1-yard, 2-yard effort. Daniel Wright, a large running back, 6'1", 225, maybe the biggest in the district.
He could be a fullback, too.
You see him here.
Wilson gave him a nice, he was the fullback on that one, gave him a nice block.
Good blocks on the right side, too. So in comes Wallace to kick it for the Phantoms. Again, they're trying to get the kicker rolling here.
Oh, he missed it.
And kind of missed it wide left there. So Wallace, Anthony Wallace, the junior. So Kecoughtan leads at 7-6, and that kick comes in play.
Well, we talked about special teams. We've been talking about special teams for the last couple of seasons on how important that is.
Well, it's, I think, really important this season. We've seen the Hampton Phoebus game come down to what was basically a penalty on a 2-point conversion, because Hampton hasn't. I don't think they've kicked an extra point yet.
I think they did all 2-point conversions last night against Gloucester.
Yeah.
I think they had 4 or 5 of them, I believe.
6 touchdowns and 5 of 6 on 2-point conversions last night against Gloucester. Gloucester came in highly touted last night and walked out of here with a 44-0 defeat.
So
Crabber's back on a winning track.
They're 5-5 going. That was their last game as far in terms of Gloucester was. So we'll see where their positioning is in the 5A
Well,
playoffs.
they should be in.
Yeah, they should be in.
But they may face the Crabbers again, depending on what.
They could.
So here's Wallace to kick off.
Little
to the sideline.
That's Cone. He gets it about the
nice
20.
fake.
He's a good little shifty freshman.
Real good.
Nice looking freshman. Daryl Cone.
Daryl Cone, 9th grader. He escorted one of the players that night in the senior lineup. He was the best friend of maybe Reese
Robinson. Yeah.
So 1st and 10 for the Kecoughtan Warriors. Got a little breathing room here from their own 34-yard line.
So some good special teams play so far.
Well, the kicking's been good tonight. We've had some nights where the kicking's been really bad, but consistent tonight.
So Melvin back under center.
Yeah, that's Quentin Thomas, the center.
Melvin, a rare pass by the lefty. It's going to be tipped. Actually, it was intended for
right through the hands.
From Tuck. Well, intended to Tuck, for Tuck.
Tuck, and right through his hands.
And Melvin doesn't throw often.
Well, it's a chilly night, but the receivers need to adjust. I saw many of them wearing gloves.
Right.
See, now that's Rajon Jackson coming in.
Well, Coach Coley said he would be playing some receiver, some quarterback.
Going out now, he's come out as a receiver.
So Melvin back under center, 2nd and 10 from the 34. Haven't seen Bessie in the backfield, which is surprising. Each time he goes to Beeman, Phoebus is all over it. That's Silver again. That's sophomore having a great game.
Beeman is not going to sign Melvin's yearbook this year if he keeps getting hit like that. He is having a rough night, and the Phantoms, there's 8 guys in the box.
Oh, well, you see how Nico Thompson got pushed back.
They have got to try to do something to break up that rush.
Amazing how Phoebus is doing this with sophomores on that line. 51 Gilliam is a freshman.
220-pound freshman. So Thomas over the ball. Nico Thomas to his right. George Mitchell to his left.
So it's going to be 3rd and 12 from the 32. Back to pass is Melvin. It's tipped in the air. Looks like that was Wilson who tipped it for Phoebus, and it's going to be 4th down.
If you see again, who tip it or just hit him right in the face mask. So nothing for the Warriors on that possession. Melvin drops back. Left-hander right into
Wilson,
the chest.
Good play by Wilson.
Of Wilson. Cameron Wilson, who's all over the field, a 5'11" senior.
So Kecoughtan getting out of their comfort zone, so to speak, with 3 passes on that. Well, actually 2 passes on that possession.
Well, the missed pass really comes into play. When you're playing Phoebus, it's such a narrow margin of error.
So Robinson back to punt. Bailey and Hargraves again back to receive. Phoebus got through. It's going to be.
Well, he kicked
Robinson
it away.
Fell. They're not going to call anything on that. And they have a good drama department at Kecoughtan.
Yeah, so he did a good show there. I thought he might try, and I don't blame him for trying to get the call.
Yeah, I mean, they came in, and you saw the Phoebus defenders kind of hold up a little bit.
I think it netted about 8 yards.
And again, with the dangerous return specialist that Phoebus has, that might have been a good idea to kick
well,
out of
I was going to say, in fact, both of the return men were over on the near side of the field, and he probably should have just gone to the far side.
And then Bailey and Hargraves, as Bailey on that last punt return took it all the way to the 1-yard line, set up that first touchdown by Phoebus by Wright.
Well, short field for the Phantoms now.
Yeah.
1st and 10 from the Warrior 38. Good shot there of Daryl Cone.
Oh,
Chris Daniels.
Daniels
Under Tim
center.
Young.
That's right.
He could hide under him during a storm.
Goes to right. Big hole for right as he rumbles down for about 8 yards on that first carry.
The linebacker's playing well for the Warriors tonight to even stop that. Usually Wright can get, if he can get through that hole, that's Jalen Blakely, number 71 with the stop. But Wright often gets through the initial line and then he's gone.
So it's going to be, they gave him 6, 2nd and 4 from the 38. 1:33 left in the first quarter. 7-6 Kecoughtan. A little surprising, but I knew this game would be close early, just based on, you know, history and the rivalry of and the proximity of these two schools. So it's 2nd and 4 from the 32. Daniels under center. Goes to Fleming. Fleming with another hole, cuts it near side. It's going to go out of bounds after it gets the first down.
It looks like Kecoughtan's number 32, the 33. Kind of lost the tackle there. Maybe it's 30. Let's see here, right there. It was 22. Kalante Tuck that couldn't wrap him up. So 1st and 10 for the Phantoms. Both Fleming or Daniel Wright, you get him room to run.
Oh, yeah. They're going to take care of it.
And they're hard to take down.
So Daniels, the young sophomore, directing traffic. Very poised for a young player.
Very poised. And you see Bryce Bailey coming in. And you know, Bailey, I want the ball.
Daniels. Back to Fleming. Fleming eludes one tackler, but he's wrapped up.
You know, that time, and I imagine the Phoebus coach is going to see that. Bailey could have done a little curl outside and he'd been gone.
Tuck has been on a few tackles.
He has been.
Haven't called his name all season. He's playing tonight. Did you see him coming in the backfield and make a nice tackle on Fleming?
Tucker Jr., a lot of juniors out there for the Kecoughtan Warriors.
Good-looking juniors, too. Good-looking sophomores as well.
Yeah, that was, the state of Peninsula District football, I think, is
going
pretty
to be back.
good.
That's right. And you have Cone, a freshman. They got, of course, this young man, Daniels, is only a sophomore. Some great years to come for him as he goes to the senior right, bouncing off of other guys and gets a good game.
Yeah, that was
a gain of 5, it looks like.
That was Kecoughtan's number 3, Keyshawn Harris, wondering what number that bus was. But he hung on, slowed down right enough to bring him, his teammates help him bring him down. In comes big George Mitchell, number 55. Out goes Jalen Blakely. 3:15. So there's some big fellas. And that's going to do it for the first quarter here at Darling Stadium. Friday night football. Good matchup tonight. The Kecoughtan Warriors leading their Woodland Road rivals, the Phoebus Phantoms, 7-6. Good first quarter. Both teams, certainly Kecoughtan moving the ball early, but not a lot as they got in the last 2 possessions. Phoebus not successful one set, came back, got the touchdown, but the kick was off. So that's the counts for the difference.
Well, again, Phoebus on a special teams play, on a punt return by Bryce Bailey, set up that first touchdown. Again, special teams is going to come into play later on in the season, especially in the playoffs.
You know, Bailey, 5'8", 167, reminds me of one of those guys that plays well in the Peninsula District, may not stand out that much, but will go to a small school and be terrific.
That's right. That's right.
I think about Khalid Abdullah from Heritage High School.
Went to JMU.
Went to James Madison, became the best running back in the league in the college football last year.
Great season last year.
And won the national title in a terrific game. That's good football.
And then they have
James Madison.
And then they have Cordone Johnson, who played at Warwick.
Yep. Guys that were good, but kind of overshadowed by a lot of people.
Having great college careers.
Yep. And I think Bailey can have that kind of career.
So 3rd and 4 from the 20. Daniels in the shotgun with Wright. Pass is complete to Edwards, the former Warrior. And he's still on his feet.
Good effort there by Edwards as he drags along number 2 Lee Beeman.
I say former Warrior, Frankie, transferred from Kecoughtan a couple years ago. So he's playing against his old teammates.
So Beeman, probably in the most physical plays tonight. He's able to hang on and bring down the receiver.
So It's going to be first and goal from the 7-yard line. Great pass by Daniels. Again, he's only a sophomore. Good-looking prospect. It's always good to have a good young quarterback that you can grow on. Great running game always as well for Phoebus to help him out.
Good picture of Blakely there, number 71.
So first and goal from the 7. Daniels is going to go to Edwards. Edwards is stopped in the backfield.
Well, Blakely on top of him, and then somebody's got him by the feet. That's number 57 for the Warriors. Isaiah Sutter-Dove, a senior whose name we haven't called yet this season, and all of a sudden he's in on several tackles. Good shot of Barry Hargrave there, number 4 for the Phantoms with the yellow bandana coming out of the back.
Yeah, him and Tuck, man, and Frank have been really all over the field tonight. Like you said, haven't said much about them all season.
Well, they're going to need those kind of step up from the young players. You see the clock in the background. Under 11 minutes to go. 7-6 Kecoughtan.
So no gain on that last run by Fleming. Daniels keeps it, gets to about the 2.
I sounded like a genius because I'm sitting there thinking, boy, there's nobody in front of Tim Young and Chris Daniels right behind him. And whether that was a handoff or not, Young draws. It's like having a big ship go by. You don't want to be behind because you get caught in the draft. That time, Daniels, he could have been rolling out for all we knew, but he got drawn right up the middle. Third and 7.
See that little cheering section tonight, Frank?
Yeah, my daughter Hannah Gray is here tonight. She has lots of friends with Kecoughtan. It's senior night, so a lot of crowd here.
It's good that she came up and said hi.
It's checking in, and probably I'm surprised she's not going through my pocket looking for cash.
I was getting ready to say that. So third and goal from the 3. See Daniels.
Look at Young. See, Young is like the boxcar in the middle.
And Wilson in right. He goes to right. I'm sorry, he goes to Fleming. Fleming's still on his feet, and he gets in the end zone with a good push. Touchdown, Phoebus.
Well, that time, again, Daniels could have gone right behind Young because Young was in first in the goal. But that's a great play by the Phantoms, number 5, Daquan Fleming, as he's able just to stay upright and get in there for the touchdown.
Great play.
12-7 now, Phoebus.
Let's see if they go for 2. They will. So right with the run, they're going to go for 2. They're going to have this time the right's going to go out as a receiver. They're going to put, Fleming's going to go out in the receiver. They're going to put right in the backfield with Daniels in the shotgun. Daniels back to pass. He's pressured. He has his Hargrave in the back of the end zone. It's going to be good. Conversion is good, so it's.
And I'd love to see that again. Watch Bryce Bailey, who, as we always say, is the guy that wants the ball.
Right.
Watch him flag the quarterback and then draw to the sideline, to the cone, and leaving Hargraves wide open in the back. So good design, or well-designed play there. Watch him here. Bailey waving his hand, number 9. And then he keeps going, and that draws the safety up. Number 1, Zeke Jones for the Kecoughtan Warriors. He had to get one of them, and he chose the wrong one. So 14-7, Phoebus here, 9:39 to go in the second quarter. Kecoughtan needs a little spark on offense.
And you know another thing, Frank, as Phoebus went down by a touchdown, it was good to see their resolve and their resiliency come back. And now to take a 14-7 lead.
And the fact that they just keep doing what Phoebus Phantoms have done for years.
No panic.
Run the ball.
No panic. Daniels with a great pass down here to Edwards. And sees Wallace.
And some of those cheerleaders are seniors tonight, celebrating their senior night here at Garland Stadium on a brisk night.
They'll be recognized at halftime, all the seniors. Wallace with a short kick. It's going to be down by Kecoughtan around the 41-yard line.
So good field position for the Warriors after that kick. You know, I mean, the ball can get a little stiff on a chilly night, and I think we're seeing some of that.
So Lindsey gets
in the scorebook by catching the ball.
So again, Frank, we've seen a lot of new players from Kecoughtan. Tuck, who's a guy we haven't talked about much this year, but playing a great game tonight. Haven't seen Bessie much.
And Sutton Dove, we've For the Phantoms, though, that's both their running backs with touchdowns.
So Melvin back on. Sorry, that's Jackson now. And I just, as soon as I say it, Bessie's in the backfield.
Time called.
So Kecoughtan switching it up, Frank, putting Jackson back at quarterback with Bessie as a running back.
Yeah.
Kecoughtan Warriors have called a timeout.
So Bessie, as you see there, number 24. And there he is going to bring his squad over to talk to Coach Alonzo Coley. They trail at 14-7.
It's good that we have a close game, though, tonight, especially for this this rivalry game between Kecoughtan and Phoebus.
Well, we've had some good games this year, and we want to thank our crew, of course, the camera people tonight. We've got Alex Pagoli up top tonight. Susan Bowers off. Nat Braxton over here on the other side. Steve Fryer on the field. Randy Pagoli doing our sound. Krista Campbell with these brilliant instant replays. Mac Buckwalter, my nephew down there, doing a fine job keeping Andy Foley, our director, in charge. And, of course, the person that really oversees the entire thing is Renee Camden. And keeping us all straight from feeding us tonight to,
That's right.
To keeping Andy and Matt down there in the truck straight and telling them what to do.
That's Cone who gets the handoff. Freshman. It's a good game.
The ninth grader. You say ninth grader, it always sounds younger, but the ninth grader around the end there against the Phoebus Phantoms.
So Jackson is at quarterback.
You know, when you see him walking, escorting Robinson during the senior day, you thought, well, maybe that's his only appearance. He has played a big part already for the Warriors
absolutely.
tonight. Jackson, Rajon Jackson, number 11, bringing in the play for the Kecoughtan Warriors.
So Cone picked up 7. It's going to be 2nd and 3 from the 48. 9:03 left in the half. 14-7 Phoebus. Good looking. Get a good look at Jackson, the junior quarterback. Jackson goes back to pass. He's pressured by Wilson. Wilson brings him down. No time at all for that.
Nobody at all blocking him. And Cameron Wilson's a guy you really got to watch because you never know where he's going to line up. Oh, it's 34. It's Kareem Wilson. Watch him come and just wholly unchecked.
Wow. And then he got a little help from Silver.
He's lucky to hold on to that ball.
Sandwich there. Wilson and Silver.
So that play didn't work. The Phantoms are just putting 8 guys up on the line and telling everybody to rush.
That's right.
So the Warriors are going to have to figure out a way to get something right over the top of that. You see 5 in the middle. Here comes the 2 other linebackers. Now the 3 linebackers creep up behind them.
Well, this could be trouble here for Kecoughtan. It's a passing situation. 3rd and 10. They go to Cone on the same play they ran on first down. He's going to be a little short.
Kareem Wilson again in on the tackle for the Phantoms. So a curious series there, ruined by that 1 second down play where there was no blocking on Kareem Wilson. Kareem Wilson wears 34. Cameron Wilson wears 54. Both very athletic. So in comes Reese Robinson.
Again, you have to be careful here on the special teams when you have Bailey and Hargraves returning.
Both kind of on the far side of the field, so if Robinson could pull the ball is what he needs to do over here to the near side.
Oh, I thought it was a fake as Wilson almost got a block and is on the off of the side of Reese Robinson's foot. Not a good punt at all.
Same exact punt he had over here. He's got to adjust to that football. It goes off the side of his foot.
But that had a lot to do with who was receiving the punt. And a lot of times when you don't want to kick it to someone, you think too hard and it goes somewhere where you don't want it to go.
I think that, and it may be. He's trying to kick it away from Hargraves and Bryce Bailey. An opposing team, you know, the Phantoms traditionally at the beginning of the 4th quarter raised 4 fingers, and it used to be 2 things you knew about the Phantoms. They played for the 4th quarter and they played for November and December.
That's right. That's right.
And so that's continuing tonight as you see Coach Jeremy Blunt shuttle in a variety of players, try to spread it around a little bit, continues to give his sophomore quarterback a chance to grow.
As you see, the sophomore quarterback's going back to pass, completed to Edwards. Edwards a little stutter move, gets away from a couple tacklers. Nobody wants to bring him down. Edwards still on his feet.
Well, that's finally gets pushed out of bounds by number 39. That's Peyton Douglas. Douglas, a freshman.
Man, just like you said earlier, the Peninsula District is in good hands with these young
really
players.
Is. So the Phantoms pick up another first down. They're down to the 36-yard line.
So Edwards has been his main target so far as Daniels to Edwards, as you see him just slipping through 3 or 4 tackles.
Keyshawn Harris just let him slip by.
So it's a first down at the 36. Daniels in the shotgun. Edwards goes in motion. He's going to get it. They're giving it to Edwards, but he's smacked by George Mitchell in the backfield.
George Mitchell that time lined up against big number 74 for the Phantoms. Terrence Slade the senior, got pushed in the backfield, and Mitchell able to come off with a 276-pound tackle and make the grab right there. George Mitchell's always impressive. He is not the biggest guy on the field. Despite his weight, he's not the biggest guy on the field, but he's very fleet of foot, especially laterally.
Yes.
And he's able to hold up a bigger man and wait for the tackle that time. So good pushback by the Warriors after that good run by Edwards.
So it's going to be
second 14.
Second and 14 from the 40. Daniels goes back to pass on a rollout. Good block by Daniel Wright. Daniels is going to run. He's going to keep. He has some blockers up front. He's still on his feet as he gets out of bounds.
Yeah,
and
he's down past the first down mark. I thought we had a block in the back.
That's what I was looking for, yeah.
Defender thought he had one too, but no flag, so good play.
That was a design pass, but nobody was open.
And I'm not sure if he wasn't looking for somebody to take that ball off his hands in the backfield. Coach Dickie Van Dyke next to Coach Jeremy Blunt there. See, he kind of looks, and nope, nobody there. And then he just runs on downfield. The block we're talking about is right there, but it was squared up.
See Fleming helping him out as well upfield.
So down to the 20 go the Phantoms.
So Hargraves and Edwards near side. Daniels under center. As Fleming gets it far side, nowhere to go. He finds somewhere to go. He's still on his feet as Brashear brings him down.
Finally. That's just good, hard fighting by the running back there.
So as you see, a good relationship between Young and Daniels. You know, it's interesting. Young moved to center. He wasn't a center last year, and Daniels is a new quarterback. So people don't understand there's a lot of dynamics to go into that relationship with center and quarterback.
Well, there's got to be a lot of thought about Daniels being one of the top quarterbacks, if not the top quarterback. I mean, Cam Stevenson's done it all for Hampton. But Daniels leading his crew, a very mature player as a 10th grader.
So Daniels under center. Goes to Wright. Wright goes up the middle, cuts it in, cuts it back outside. He lowers his shoulder, and he gets in.
My
Touchdown,
goodness.
Phoebus.
What a run by Daniel Wright. He does it again. Daniel Wright is just a bulldozer. He leans down and just pushes men backwards, and he did it that time. So a touchdown by the Phantom, 20-7.
So Wallace is gonna come in and kick the extra point.
And this is where Wallace has really got to work. They need a kicker in the playoffs, and they're counting on Wallace.
Yeah, definitely.
Holder is number 30. Emmanuel Johnson, the punter.
And then Phoebus has to call a timeout.
Second timeout and a half.
So now, I don't think they had enough players on the field.
Here's the play. Watch right. Think about going left, comes back, cuts to the right. 1, 2, 3.
Bow, man.
Good hit there.
That's Singleton who lowered his shoulder, tried to bring him.
But not enough there. Not enough time to bring him down once the hit. It was a good hit by Singleton.
Singleton tried to lower the, but
not enough room there to bring him down ahead of the goal line.
I mean, we're talking about 6'1", 225 running full speed. So, and Daniel Wright. You see Wallace.
Well, again, Anthony Wallace, the junior, in the kick, the hold of the punter, Emmanuel Johnson. two really important pieces of the Phantom program. Snap.
Wallace up, and it's good. Actually,
No.
they missed.
Went to the left.
Extra point attempt is signaled.
So that's 2 missed extra points for Phoebus.
Score will remain 28-7.
That's a key miss for Phoebus.
27, 5:42 to go here in the second quarter. The Phantoms were down 7-0. They've come back and put 3 straight touchdowns on the board.
And like I said earlier, Frank, a good opportunity for Phoebus to see how they can react to being down again. They were down against Lake Taylor. They were down against Hampton. And they fall behind early in this one and get, like you said, 3 quick touchdowns.
Van Dyke talks to his kicker, and he's going to go out and kick off now. So Wallace kick off.
Wallace, as you said, with the blonde hair flowing, especially with the wind blowing.
Last time he kicked it 20 yards into the arms of the Kecoughtan Warrior on the 40-yard line. See if he can do a little better here.
Wallace is going to do it.
That's a good kick.
Yeah, they need him to do that. Zeke Jones gets it around the 20. Cuts it back. Has a good cutback. Let's see if Phoebus can close in on him. As they do, and he's not going to get. Well, actually, he is going to keep going. Good run back by Zeke Jones.
Excellent return by Jones. Gives some life to the Kecoughtan Warriors.
With the kickoff return.
And they need a little life right now. They're reeling. Coach Coley's going to have to get them going again. Came out full of energy, scored that first touchdown, but they haven't been able to move the ball since.
So good recognition by Jones.
Well, this is the senior too, who's got to lead the way, and he does right there. This is just all Jones. Good move there, and still picks up another 8 yards there before he's laid out by the Phantoms' Brandon Ward.
So Jackson back at quarterback. As you get a good look at Bessie. Jackson back to pass. The lefty throws a pass incomplete, intended for Persinger, not even close.
Well, there's no time to throw it, and that time nobody opened it at all. The receivers are man-to-man. Zeke Jones on the far side, man-to-man, but only 3 receivers out. So Razon Jackson is going to be at the helm here.
Yeah, I don't even see Melvin in the backfield. Maybe they're just going to keep him on defense. But usually Melvin is running the ball, but they got Bessie back there with
Bessie.
Jackson.
We like Bessie. We think he's a pretty good running back.
Very good running back.
Cone
as Jackson keeps it, and he's still on his feet.
Yeah, he's right behind
That's
Nico
a
Thompson.
first down, Kecoughtan. Good run by Jackson.
I was going to say Thompson got the first down. And Jackson right behind him. Good block there by the Kecoughtan offensive line. So a first down, they needed that.
Yes.
Jones comes out. And Razon Jackson, 6'4", 190-pound junior. That time they're just pushing. You can see him.
Warriors have a first down.
Good play by the quarterback.
Phoebus is going to have to maintain that line. They're going to have to, especially when they get to the playoffs, it's going to be a fumble.
Well, I don't think he even had the ball that time. That was Bessie that.
Good hit.
I don't think he even had the ball. Jackson came up with it, but that was so quick that I don't think his arms had closed on the football.
Shooting the gap, number 28, Dominic
Edwards on the hit on that one. Good play by Edwards.
Dominic Edwards, 5'9" junior. You can see 215 pounds, 5'9". So second down now for the Warriors.
So 2nd and 13, loss of 3. Jackson back to pass. He's going to be caught by Tuck.
And a great play. That's a real quick hitting pass. Kalante Tuck on the offensive end of the things makes the catch. You pick up a few yards. That can help.
Great play. Just little
receiver. Throw it right there before we get to Dominic Edwards. So 3rd and about 4.
Yeah, 3rd and 3 from the 38. Huge third down for Kecoughtan. Got to get something going here. Jackson almost jumps Phoebus.
Edwards almost jumped that time. They're
Yes,
going
they're
to
call it
timeout.
timeout.
Yeah.
They tried to draw him off sides. It didn't work.
It would have worked if he snapped the ball, but he didn't get the snap off. So the Warriors are going to talk about it. 3:42 here to go in the first half. They're down 20-7. And I know Coach Coley believes this is a very important drive. They want to put some points on the board.
Get a good look at Coach Coley and his offensive huddle here. Like you said, they have nice new unis.
Easy to read.
Interesting to see what they draw up here, Frank. 3rd and 3.
Well, the Phantoms having their way, but since late in the first quarter is when they really got it going. 3 running touchdowns for the Phantoms, doing really nothing but what Phantom football is.
Just run the ball.
Warriors trying to react to that. They're going to have to get a couple stops in the second half and then maybe score here in the first. At least keep the ball.
Yeah. To Jackson under center. Cone gets it on the handoff. Cone goes outside, but he's stopped. Good play by Phoebus.
Well, no room there at the end. That's Phoebus, number 51. Austin Gilliam, the freshman.
That's right. Jeez.
So 4th and 3, excuse me, and they're going to have to go for it.
Yeah, you have to here. Have to go for it here. I thought they were going to call a timeout, but they're going to go with it here.
Well, they've got the big lineman. Let's see if Jackson's going to try to push right up the middle. Phantom's right on top of the center. It's Quentin Thomas.
Jackson. Cone again in motion.
Yeah,
Jackson keeps it again, and he's going to get
right
the first down.
He's going right behind Thomas. So they got a big line, and wouldn't be surprised if they just do that the rest of the half. It keeps the clock running. If they can get a touchdown here and draw it within 1 score, I think they'd be satisfied. Well, you see Quentin Thomas, number 78. He's a senior, 310-pounder.
You see Jackson, the 6'4" quarterback, just ducks his head and goes over that big offensive line.
Yeah, that's Mitchell, too. Fumble there right at the end, but he was already down. So 1st and 10 for the Warriors. Michael Massolino, number 50 in the offensive line tonight.
Jackson back to pass. This is where he has trouble. He pitches over to Bessie. Good play by Jackson and good tackle.
What a
Edwards.
tackle.
Edwards.
That's DeQuandre Edwards, a 5'10" senior, and what a tackle.
Again, he's the Kecoughtan transfer playing against his old teammates. He might be a little amped up tonight.
And Bessie is hard to bring down.
Yes.
He's very quick, and he had no time to make any sort of lateral cut.
Bessie, the 5'9" junior. As you see here, Jackson's under pressure again. And
Good for him to just get rid of it.
Good play by Jackson.
And then open field, and then you see him just shoot right in.
Yeah.
That's a great tackle.
That's a great tackle by Edwards. So 2nd and 4 from the 26. 1:45 and counting here in the first half. Jackson pass. It's complete to Zeke Jones.
I think he may have lost a yard or two. Close to losing yardage on that. So 3rd down, about 5. Jackson breathing a little heavy there. Man, he got hit again in the ribs.
Yeah.
Nope, all right. Zeke Jones, the senior, gets it up to about to the 25.
So
Here
that's
goes,
Melvin.
That's Melvin right up over the middle. And that's been their go-to play. So it's going to be 4th and just a couple for the Warriors. They try to keep this drive alive. 53 seconds to go. Got a special halftime guest for us or with us tonight. So stay tuned for halftime.
So 40 seconds left, Frank, and counting. Kecoughtan is faced with a 4th and 2 from the 24.
They've got 1 timeout left. Thought they might take it there, but he's going to try to pick up the first down. I imagine go right over top the center. Phoebus
So
Phantoms
Melvin
think that.
trying to draw him off sides. Clock still running. Melvin gets it. He's not going to get anywhere. They're going to stop him. No gain, it looks like, for Phoebus, for Kecoughtan.
Boy, it's close, but they didn't get the first down. So turnover on downs. The Phantoms take over here towards the end of the first half. 16 seconds to go. No way to get through there now. They put a couple extra linebackers in there at the middle part of the line, and that time even Quentin Thomas couldn't move them.
You know, they've been so successful with Jackson on that play. I was wondering why they didn't keep him in and do that quarterback keeper, but you know, Melvin's
Jackson
a running
looked
back.
like he may have needed a breather.
You see, Melvin
There's just
couldn't get through.
nothing there from
Yeah.
Melvin. Phantom at the feet. I couldn't get the number. See the gold helmet.
So it looks like this could be the last play of the half for Phoebus.
Late addition to the offense comes in. He's going to
Jalen
take a
White.
knee, and that's going to do it for the first half. Well, the Warriors out of the gate quickly with the touchdown and the extra point, but the Phantoms come back with 3 rushing touchdowns. They lead it 20-7. We go to halftime here at Darling Stadium on a beautiful night in Hampton. We'll be back in a few minutes with our halftime guest. Join us, won't you? We're back here at halftime at Darling Stadium in Hampton. The Phoebus Phantoms leading the Kecoughtan Warriors 20-7. We have a special halftime guest with us. This is Diana Galata, the Executive Director of Public Relations and Marketing. I had to put my glasses on to read that long title. That's her title until the 14th of November. Diana's going to move up to Prince William County, but we're glad we could get you here before you make that move.
I'm really glad I was able to get here. I've been trying to get here for some time, so I'm glad I'm able to get here.
Well, we're thrilled to have you here, and I'll say it right up front, we hate that you're leaving. We know it's a great opportunity. We are familiar with that part of the state. We're familiar with the athletic programs up there, and I think you'll find some real quality teams, schools, athletic directors, and all that. But tell the Hampton fans a little bit about what brought you here to Hampton and what you feel like you've accomplished here in the years you've been at the Hampton City Schools.
Well, Hampton's been great. It's been a great job for me. It's been a great place for my family to be. My sons grew up here in the school system, and my husband's an assistant principal here, so it's been a real family thing to be here. Of course, the coast really is what attracted me here, but what I've learned and loved about it are the people. The people here are just amazing. The history is amazing. And of course, the athletics are amazing. And to see the traditions and the longtime families that have been here, the support in the community has just been phenomenal. So it's really been a great time, and it's honestly a real bittersweet move for me. I was telling somebody today that it's going from one great job to another great job. In Prince William, there's just a little bit more opportunity for growth there for me. But as far as the things I've been able to do, I haven't done anything by myself. I have a great team of people. I inherited a great team of people and have just really worked with them to take them to the next level. We've done some great things in terms of email marketing. We're doing 5 to 10 positive stories a week on our website and sending those out, and social media. Our Facebook presence has grown to about 7,000 followers. The Twitter presence is something that our team put together after I got here. We really weren't doing too much Twitter before I got here, and I think it was just no one really asked about it. But when I got here, I found out we had a pretty great social media policy, and so really the foundation was there to move forward with Twitter. And so we have a lot of teachers and principals now on Twitter, and so I've been real impressed with that because that's just a whole other place to share all the good news. But I'm particularly excited about how far and how well our TV crew has done with high definition, the number of shows that we've added, the real focus that the television station and the staff has. They've really focused on the overall mission of the school division. And so one of the things I really try to do is integrate all of the communications together so that we weren't all separate departments. And now I think we all work really nicely together to get the mission and vision of the school division out there, and the TV department is a huge, important part of that.
Well, everywhere you go, no matter the profession, you learn something new. So what do you take from what you learned here up to Northern Virginia to help that department out?
Well, here I had an opportunity to manage a little bit larger staff, and I think management can be something that's really tricky. But my favorite part of management is actually supporting people and watching them grow and watching them become better. And so I think the things that I've learned with the staff here, the management pieces, I will take with me to Northern Virginia. I think I have a few more people that I'll have to manage, so I'll take that. I have to tell you, I've certainly learned a lot about the television piece of this, because in my former district, I had one television person, and he basically ran around all day trying to catch up. And here to actually have a department of people who are really dedicated to getting the good news about our kids out there, it's really phenomenal. So I think all of that piece that I've learned on the TV side, the Wired In show, just being an on-camera personality. I mean, I wasn't doing that before, other than, when the media rolled into town. So having the Wired In show, I really learned a lot through that. I met a lot of fascinating guests. And so I'm hoping that Prince William will be open to me bringing something similar to that up there.
Well, I'm sure they will. I mean, I think you've done a great job of integrating the schools into the community as well. I think that's something that's lost on some of the citizens, is that, before, historically we had a school TV station and we had a city TV station. They combined those a number of years ago, but I think you've gone a great distance in integrating the two, and it's seamless now. And I like the way that the shows are. Not only do we show sports, but we have all these informative shows, and you can bring to life and bring to other citizens' knowledge all these different pieces of Hampton, which are so fascinating, and what makes our community so special.
I agree, and I've been really particularly happy with the work we've done with the city and trying to, really, we're one city. It's not a school division and a city. We're one place, and when the school division does well, the city looks good. When the city does well, the school division looks good. And so just to really try to capitalize on that, and I think that's what we do with Channel 46, 47, and 48, really trying to put the programs on the different channels. That's been something I've been real impressed with the staff as well, as being open to putting some of the city programming on the school channel and vice versa.
Well, let me tell you, as someone who does not work for the school system and comes in and does this kind of fun job that I do, and I've really enjoyed working with Wu Bei, and I'll tell you that Wu Bei Gabre is one of the finest guys I've had a chance to broadcast in all the years I've done this stuff. But this crew here, and this camera crew, let me be the one to tell you, this is a fine group of people that I've enjoyed working with for many years, and you see they enjoy it because they're still here, and they're still doing great jobs. And again, he and I are very, very lucky to have that crew behind us, and we know that we've known for years that you have our back, and we appreciate that very much. And I hope you get that kind of support when you go up north there.
I do too, and I realize that these games go late. They're Saturday games, and you all are here and having a good time, and the many times I've been able to watch the games, it's real evident that the team is enjoying themselves, and I appreciate that too. It's not really great to have employees who are, it's so dreadful for them to be somewhere, but that's never the case with you all at all. It's always a very entertaining and positive experience.
Well, I want to thank you too. I mean, I don't want to speak for the rest of the staff, but we appreciate everything you brought from Texas. Even though you're a Flyers fan, I grew up in the Baltimore, D.C. area, but we appreciate what you brought to the table, for us, and we wish you well in Northern Virginia. We're going to keep in touch with you. Hopefully, we'll be up there for a couple of sporting events in the near future.
Well, I hope so, and make sure that you look me up and
for sure.
that we connect. I appreciate it.
Well, we're certainly going to get. Andy Foley has been promising us the road trips like we used to. So, and I'm sure Andy now is down there figuring out how we can do a couple of games in Northern Virginia each year.
He's already booked the hotel and everything.
Yeah, and we appreciate that and his support as well. But we will miss you very much. We will continue to keep in contact with you via Twitter, especially during Stanley Cup playoff season. and you know, my Penguins have had some pretty good years, and I'm sure your Flyers are on their way back. And one day Baltimore will actually have a team. So
we have a AAA team.
Good. We're going to go back to the second half of the game here, but we want to thank Diana Galata for being with us here and for being with us here in Hampton for all these years. Thanks for all your help and best wishes in Prince William County.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Diana. Appreciate
Diana
it.
Galata with the Hampton City Schools. Next, the County of Prince William Schools. If you want anything, just be sure you send her stuff to do while she's in the car stopped on the interstate up there. So that's the kind of going away gift she needs. All right, we're back here at Darling Stadium. 20-7 is our score, Wube. The teams that come back on the field after a senior day presentation by the Kecoughtan Warriors. As they get back, say goodbye to Diana, and I hate to do it. I'll talk to the mayor about trying to come up with a little extra incentive to stay. How about that, Wube? She's terrific. You see the crowd here is kind of bailed out of the seats to go down for some of the senior day activities. Kecoughtan always bringing a big crew at games this year. And I got to commend the Kecoughtan Warriors this year. They have put more fans in the seats than I think nearly anybody. Hampton always does a good job, but you can see tonight the Kecoughtan Warriors have once again loaded up with some fans.
Well,
the Warriors outstretching now, they are going to have to try to recover their offensive mojo that they showed at the beginning of the game, and then right there at the end they showed a little spark, Wube, but they're going to have to show more than just a little spark.
They're going to have to make some plays on offense. You know, Coach Coley put Jackson in to switch it up a little bit. I actually like when Melvin was in, he switched it up a lot, you know, with the run-pass option. But, you know, I guess he's going to try to keep the Phoebus defense guessing. You know, with all that hockey talk earlier, I got to get back into the football mode. But I mean, again, we want to thank Diana for all she's done for us and the community here in Hampton. And Prince William County is getting a great.
They're very lucky. And what'd you say? I think there's 12 high schools, 100 schools total in the county up there.
How do you cover all those schools?
I don't know. We'd have to get more trucks, right, Andy Foley? Yeah.
How do you remember and name them all, as Andy Foley says over his head? But, you know, let's hope that Potomac has a great year. We can get up there and get some playoff games, and we can visit Diana.
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure she'll find us a nice place to stay up there as we go up to do some of the playoff coverage. This year, of course, the state championship games down here in our end of the state. Hampton University is going to host, 5 and 6, Divisions 5 and 6.
And William & Mary is going to do 3 and 4, and I think they're up in Salem for 1 and 2. But
that's going to work out well, I think. A lot of, Phoebus are 3 this year. Hampton, Gloucester, Kecoughtan's a 5.
Kecoughtan's a 5.
So they're all 5. So we may get a lot of good local games. And, folks, I do ask that you try to support these teams. Come out and watch some playoff football. It starts in 2 weeks. Hard to believe, Wube.
2 weeks. The seedings aren't etched in stone yet, but we know for a fact that Phoebus and Hampton are definitely in, possibly 1 seeds.
And then you have Kecoughtan fighting for a seat in the playoffs. And we've got Bethel's had a kind of off year, but
you never know.
You can never count out on the playoffs. With the 6 divisions and the 2 different separations, they're actually doing a slightly different way of playoffs this year. So follow Kate Yanchulis in the Daily Press. It's really the only person I know that understands it all, and she probably spends all week trying to map it out.
She had a breakdown of it the other day on who can get in and how they could get in. And definitely follow her, and we always get a lot of great ideas from her articles. And
we do,
expertise.
And she's a great young writer. Someone from Northern Virginia. I don't think she's from Prince William. I think she's from further north of that. But but she does some great work in deciphering the VHSL playoff schedule.
Yeah, she went to Bishop O'Connell High School in Maryland.
Okay.
And then the University of Maryland. And we're hoping that she doesn't get taken away by the Washington Post, because she does a great job here.
Yeah, they're fools if they don't come and get her. I'll tell you that now. But, support the Daily Press. They support us and support your schools as well. So Anthony Wallace to kick off for the Phantoms here, the junior kicker, getting us underway here in the second half. 20-7 Phoebus.
So Kecoughtan has an opportunity to get back on the scoreboard. They get the ball as Wallace. Another one of those short kicks. This goes to to number 4. That's Callaway. I thought Zeke Jones was going to have an opportunity to get it, but Callaway called the fair catch and got it around the 25-yard line.
So they obviously been told to call that fair catch to get the ball. Pretty good field position here, Wube, for the Warriors. They got to show a little. They're going to have to come with something to break that log jam that is the offensive line. They haven't had much luck because the Phantoms have been stocking the line with some extra linebackers and a couple defensive backs. At times, there's only 3 Phantoms off the line. And the rush has been ferocious on the quarterbacks, Razon Jackson and Jonathan Melvin.
So they're going back to Melvin at quarterback. Tuck in motion. Goes to, is that number 2?
Lee Beeman.
Is it Beeman? Beeman? Actually, it's not Beeman.
It's not Beeman, though.
We're getting fooled.
As Melvin kept the ball, it looks like. He's down, picks up about 6 yards, almost 7. So fooled us and fooled the cameras and everything. Fooled the Phantoms. So 2nd and 3, that's pretty good start for the Warriors here.
And they're going to have to, eventually go downfield. The Phoebus defense is going to definitely get them jacked up here on the line. So
Jackson probably the more experienced passer of the 2. So Melvin under center.
This time Melvin goes up the middle just like Jackson did last time when he had the ball.
He's close to the first down. Yeah, Persinger, as you see far right there, really hadn't even been in the offense, and he was a big part of the offense last year.
He was.
But the Warrior line and backs aren't able to give their quarterback enough time to really go downfield, even to go 10 yards downfield to Nate Persinger, the junior tight end. So he picks up the first down.
Haven't heard much of Persinger this year. He had a pretty good year last year. Haven't had an opportunity to get him the ball.
I'm going to say there's no Kecoughtan receivers that have really shown brightly this year because they can't get the ball. Melvin under center.
So Melvin, Phoebus showing blitz. Melvin's back to pass. He gets away. Little move by Melvin. Nice play by Melvin to get out of the sack.
Real good play.
Tackle made by Bryant.
Yep, Darryl Bryant with a good tackle, the senior from the Phantoms. Melvin lucky to escape that time. That's the young man that we've pointed out, Josh Austin coming up the middle. He's taking over for Juan Purdy. Austin, 6 foot, 198-pound sophomore.
Once again, Purdy the senior. You just bring in a sophomore with the same size and weight.
Yeah, it looks just like him.
Looks just like him, different number. Different year, too. He's a sophomore. So pick up a 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5 from the 43.
That time the ball handed off.
Beeman. Beeman keeps it. He fooled us again as he gets around the outside. He gets a first down.
That's all Lee Beeman right there. He's tired of getting lit up in the backfield. That's the longest he's been able to hold on to the ball before he was hit. And he's able to push his way across the first down marker and across midfield. Watch this. Just goes right behind him, number 50 there for the Kecoughtan Warriors. That's Michael Massalina, who's getting some playing time tonight. 5'10", 250-pound offensive lineman, number 50. He's joined out there by Nico Thompson, 77. Quentin Thomas is the center, and then Mitchell to the left. And Brantley, but Brantley's been substituted for, I think.
This time Melvin keeps, and he's brought down by a host of Phantoms in the backfield.
Oh, fortunately, line judge have it only a 2-yard loss, so 2nd and 12 for the Warriors.
Slade on the tackle.
Slade was an insertion in the defensive line a couple weeks ago against Hampton. Terrence Slade, 6'2", 276-pounder, wearing number 74. As Cameron Wilson went to the offensive line. Good shot of Jonathan Melvin, who's much bigger in person than he looks there on the TV screen.
Melvin this time fakes. He somehow gets out of it, goes up the middle. Good play by Melvin. He's the spark so far in the second half.
Well, his feet went right through DeQuandre Edwards that time. Fortunately, there was a Phantom on back of him to bring him down, but he gets it up close to the 31-yard line. You see Melvin just pushing the pile forward. A little Halloween treat going across the field.
Warriors will have it 1st and 10 from the
That last play was definitely scary on the by the Phoebus defenses.
Reaching deep for that one.
Yeah, I did. I did. So Melvin this time is going to give it to Beeman, as he's just fooling everybody, even us. I don't know who's getting the ball for Kecoughtan on offense.
With his luck tonight, he'll get home. The front door will be locked. Poor guy. He's had quite a night. So for 2nd and 11 for the Warriors.
1 yard loss, 2nd and 11.
Play comes in.
The Trucks have
Zeke Jones brings the play in for the Warriors. Trips left.
So 2nd down for Kecoughtan. Melvin. This time it looks like he keeps the ball.
No, it's Beeman.
It's Beeman.
Only Beeman. That
He went
time
down
may have got
hard.
his hamstring, left hamstring. You
Kind
see.
of reminds me of the Woodside offense. They run that wing T.
Yeah, they were, but they usually go forward.
Yeah.
That time, Lee Beeman, I think he's negative yardage on the rush. I think he's got one, and it's not his doing.
No.
He's had nowhere to run. That time they cut him for losing a yard. They measured that as a loss of 1 yard. That's just sympathy for Lee Beeman.
Well, they didn't blow the whistle, so he kept going back. So it's going to be 3rd and 12 now.
You know, you've
For
heard of
Kecoughtan.
running backs having to buy a steak dinner for their offensive line. Their line owes him several steak dinners tonight. He's behind Melvin.
Throw some lobster with that, too.
You're not kidding.
All right, this time Melvin goes back to pass. Pressure. He gets out of it again. Not very long.
He had time, but nobody open. Persinger down the right side
And, he had
and
Tuck
Zeke
down the
Jones
seam.
down the left, but nobody open.
Well, that's not really Melvin's strength, throwing the ball. He's actually a running back. They put him in a quarterback to switch it up on offense.
There's Rayzon Jackson, who's that wide receiver. You see him drop
Yeah,
back.
he
He's got a
definitely-
minute,
yeah, he
but
had a little
only
bit-
a minute.
He had more time, you're right.
And that's that sophomore, Joshua Austin.
Good
So
young
4th
talent.
and 10.
Kecoughtan's going to go for it.
Well, at this point, it's 27. There's almost half the 3rd period gone. So Kecoughtan would love to score a touchdown here and bring it within 1 score.
Trips near side, Persinger far side.
And lots of linebackers coming in.
Back to pass is going to be complete to Zeke Jones. Actually incomplete.
And that time, the ball just takes too long to get out to Jones. Nowhere to go, even if he had caught it.
The Baldwin was right there for Phoebus, 6'1", 174 sophomore.
So ball turned over now. Phoebus Phantoms with the football, and 10 yards to go on the 1st down here. Jones a little disappointed here on senior night, but plenty of time left for the Warriors. Caused the Phantoms to make a mistake. They made, what, 5 turnovers last week?
Yes.
Against Gloucester. They won that game handily when they committed 5 turnovers. Chris Daniels back now in the
back to
shotgun.
pass. It's going to be complete to Charity.
And Charity, who can run with the best, down across midfield to the 49 of the Warriors. Good pass by Daniels. Daniels has grown in front of our eyes, Wube.
Not to compare him to Taj Boyd, but he looks like a young Taj Boyd. As you see him going ahead to pass, he has plenty of time. Little pressure by Bashir, but you see how he stepped out of the pocket, Frank, and delivered a strike to Charity.
And that time, Charity practically the only Phantom downfield.
Charity known for his defense. They've had him on offense this year, as he's taking the place of Jonathan Gregory, who's now at Norfolk State in that safety position on defense. Daniels back in the shotgun. Again, he passes. This time it goes to Fleming out of the back. Actually, he was playing as a receiver spot. Good play by Fleming as he gets another 1st down for Phoebus.
Well, Persinger trying to knock that ball down in the air and very nearly did it. That may have given him his only reception of the year, I think. I'm not sure Persinger's caught too many balls.
I don't think so.
But that time it went right by his arm, and Edwards takes it down.
See the offensive coordinator here at Phoebus is
Fleming.
changing it around, having Fleming outside, behind, as a running back, as a receiver in the slot.
Well, they're blessed if Phoebus have so many pieces that they can move in and out. And we haven't called Bryce Bailey's number yet. And he's down on the right side there, number 9.
Jalen White now in the backfield. Fleming in motion. They fake to Fleming, and they go to White, the sophomore. He's stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
Persinger all over it. And
not doing much on
Persinger's starting to
offense,
get a
but he's
little
there on
upset out
defense.
there. It's good to see a little fire in his Warrior belly right now because they trail at 27 now for a good 12 minutes.
Yeah.
As we get close to the end of the third. For the seniors for the Kecoughtan Warriors, it's the last time you get a shot at the Phoebus Phantoms. And when you go to the playoffs, the Phantoms are in Division III, so you don't see them like you used to. You used to be Hampton and Phoebus, and they play twice a year, but not anymore.
Once, yeah. Now Daniels is in the shotgun. White behind him. Bryce Bailey near side. Fleming and Charity far side. It looks like it's going to be a timeout by Phoebus. Actually, a false start by Phoebus.
Very well played game tonight penalty-wise. Only the second penalty. The Phantoms, they've lost 10 yards on penalties. That helps the Warriors out a little bit. Now second at about 20.
That just means they'll go deep. They'll look deep to Hargraves now.
Well, this is where Daniels is going to have to show himself. He doesn't have to throw often. He's very good when he does. But in the playoffs, they're going to come up against teams that just decide they can only stop the Phantoms one way, and they're going to pick the rush and force the young man to throw.
Which he's definitely capable of doing.
Now Hargraves down to the bottom of your screen there, number 4, with Bryce Bailey right in the slot.
Jalen White, the sophomore. He'll be the starting running back next year. Daniels, low snap, back to pass. He gets out of a little bit of pressure, has open field, has a wide open receiver in the end zone. It's going to be.
Looks like it was caught down there by number 12. That's Jalen White.
He came out of the backfield. He had 2 receivers actually open in the flat.
And he did catch it. Great catch by White.
Looks like he might have landed on the ball and knocked the wind out of him.
Now that question is a lot of fans have, and you can, not those fans, but other fans have a question about whether Daniels crosses the line of scrimmage. Let's see how far up he goes. The line of scrimmage is 43.
No.
Boy, that's close.
That's close.
But White, it's hard to cover him that long. Give it to Kecoughtan's number 14, Avery Singleton. He's doing his best out there, but you can't hold him but so long.
And White came out of the backfield. Great young prospect, Frank. As he's been talking about sophomores and freshmen all night.
Jeremy Blunt there, looking good tonight.
So 1st and goal from the 3. It's Wilson and Wright in the backfield.
So Wilson moves to the fullback spot.
Goes to Wright. Wright gets hit, bounces off of a tackle, but
still
stops.
falls forward, but he's short. Right, I'm not sure I've seen Wright push back too many times. That time still fell forward, just didn't get across the line. Good stop. Mitchell may have been at the bottom there, as he is so often. George Mitchell, number 55, the junior. So now you'll see, I would think you see Daniels just go in the wake of Tim Young.
Maybe just go back to Wright or give it to the fullback Wilson.
There's Young already in position. I would just stick right behind Tim, number 78.
You see Cameron Wilson.
Yep, so all the Wilsons.
Going back to Wright. Wright gets smacked. But he bounces right off of it and gets in for the touchdown.
So Daniel Wright with his 2nd touchdown tonight. 4th rushing touchdown for the Phantoms. They lead it now 26-7 with 2:41 to go in the 3rd quarter. Nothing but a hard-nosed rushing football right there. A couple of passes that brought him down close, and then you're just not going to keep Daniel Wright out of the end zone when you get that close. They're going to go for 2.
You see Wright.
I'm surprised they're not going to practice that kick. That is the weakness in the Phantoms, and I'll say it right now. If they have one weakness, it's the kicking game.
Yeah, I would try it just to prepare for the playoffs.
Now they got Daniel Wright. That is not a weakness. Chris Daniels going to throw it here or run it in if he can.
Daniels in the shotgun. Daniels back to pass. Has plenty of time. Going to pass to Fleming. It's going to be incomplete.
He was open for a minute, but the pass just a touch behind him, not able to come up with it, is Daquan Fleming, who goes off having just tweaked a leg muscle there. You saw him pull up lame a little bit.
Looks like he's holding that left knee.
So the Warriors can claim that success. They keep the Phantoms from scoring the 2-point conversion, but they trail it 26-7 with 2:41 to go here in the third quarter.
You see Torrey Newsom, who's also out tonight for the Warriors.
That's a big loss for them.
So 2 big losses tonight is Marshall. Xavier Marshall didn't play, and then it's Newsom who didn't play.
So you see Dickie Van Dyke on the right talking to Jeremy Blunt. They're going to get this team lined up for the kick. Anthony Walls to kick it off.
Part-time special teams coach, part-time dancer on the sideline.
With his tape on his finger so you can see the play called.
So Marshall not taking the extra point, but he's going to do the kickoff deep for Kecoughtan. Zeke Jones and Cone, the freshman, who I really like. And the
He's had a
coaches do
good game, yeah.
So Wallace, this time it's going to go to Zeke. Actually, no.
It's
going to be
forward,
Callaway
yeah.
again.
Well, he picks up a few yards that time. Still good starting spot for the Warriors. They're out over their 25. So 1st and 10 for Kecoughtan, trailing it by 19. So it's a 3-score game here for the Warriors, and they've got it just over about 14 and a half minutes to try to do something.
Good shot from behind the bench.
Shiny helmets. There's no rain tonight. You would think that's the raindrops, but it's not. It's the glitter in the helmets of the Kecoughtan Warriors. So here come the Kecoughtan Warriors. Looks like Rajon Jackson.
Jackson back at quarterback. Zeke Jones gets the handoff, goes far side, spins, and gets tackled by Edwards.
Yeah, I was going to say number 7, Darryl Bryant may have had a foot in that too.
Whereas Bryant, the hero against Hampton with that 2-point conversion to win it. Now on defense, you see him.
He almost stumbled over his own man's leg. Chased him was Dominic Edwards, but may have been tripped up by his own man. So 2nd and 6 here. What a beautiful night for football. Probably
It's
about 50 degrees.
Yeah, definitely football weather. Of course, we were, almost 80 degrees almost 2 weeks ago.
I know it.
So pick up a 4 by Zeke Jones. This time it goes to, was that Bessie? Bessie breaks out the middle. He goes straight up the field. This is what they needed to get out of Bessie. But Phoebus closes in and makes the tackle. That's going to be Charity tackling around the 20-yard line. But Bessie with a great run.
Well, he has shown some speed this year that we hadn't seen before. He really was an unknown coming in, but great speed.
Right up the middle.
And a big break that the Kecoughtan Warriors needed desperately. They get with the running back. Malicious Bessie. He's a junior, 5'9", 165-pounder, and you see him right there. Squirts through the hole, and he's gone. And he's outrunning some of the fastest guys in the Peninsula District.
Yeah,
Charity, who's probably one of the fastest in the Commonwealth, able to catch it.
So 1st and 10 from the 19. Jackson goes to Melvin.
Melvin getting the Lee Beeman treatment right there. So now, but they've got to find a place to get Melvin in the game because he's too good an athlete. Bessie is taking a breather. He's up off the bench. He's going to sit out another play. See, I thought maybe they'd try a pitch play to Beeman around the end, but they're going to stick with the one back in the backfield.
2nd and 9 from the 18, gain of 1 after that Melvin run. Jackson back to Melvin. Melvin this time gets nothing.
Boy, it is just nothing there. They're banging their head against a wooden door. They just can't do it. Coach Coley's going to have to come up with something, try to break this loose. He had one big play by Bessie. Needs another one here. 3rd down and 10. They need the touchdown. So Jackson comes in the huddle. Lee Beeman on the sideline right now. He may have dinged something up right there in that last carry. That's a loss for the
Timeout
Warriors.
Kecoughtan with 10 seconds left in the quarter.
Well, they get one play in here.
Take a timeout, 10 seconds left.
So each team, actually Kecoughtan now with 2 left.
So
26-7 will be probably a little closer than most fans thought this game was going to be. You and I have seen too many battles of Woodland Road to think it's going to be a real blowout either way.
Well, I knew it would be close early. I thought maybe Phoebus would pull away in the second half. You know, up until that last run by Bessie, they basically did shut them down. But Kecoughtan's trying to put it in the end zone and make a game out of it.
Well, let's talk about the Phantoms heading into their month, as they say, November and December. They've got 2 games, 1 game remaining next week against Minchville, which, you know, for all intents and purposes, that's not going to be a challenge for the Phantoms. Let's just say it. No disrespect to Minchville, but they haven't beat Phoebus since, well, when? The 1980s? And it may not have been
a while.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
So, you know, they're looking at this as really their heavy-duty matchup going into the playoffs.
Yeah.
They like Hampton, they don't have the bye week, so they can stay moving forward. What have we seen tonight that they still need to work on? You heard the coach say before the game there were things.
I just think consistency. And, you know, the good thing with Phoebus is they didn't have many penalties tonight, and we talked about it during the game. That was a concern, you know, from Coach Blunt earlier in the year. So, and there's a screen pass to Zeke Jones, and he drops it. He was open. He was thinking about where he was going before he caught it.
So, no, the good play. Something that can get around that log jam that's the front line right now, and Jones drops it.
You know, again, he was thinking about where he was going, where he was going to cut before he even put the ball in his hands. As you can see, you see his head turn, and he's already thinking about getting away from Edwards.
Well, probably wouldn't have been much of a pickup, but it would have opened up that middle a little bit.
So it's going to be 4th and 10 now, Frank, with 6 seconds left in the quarter. So Reese Robinson does not get an opportunity.
No, they're going to have to score a touchdown here.
Jackson back to pass. Has an open pocket. It's complete to Zeke Jones. That's going to be complete, but he's going to be short of the first down.
Great catch by Jones. But he's going to be short of the first down by maybe a yard. Well, that's a good sign. I don't know if there's enough time left as we finish the third quarter, 26-7 Kecoughtan. Let's continue with our thinking about Phoebus. We've identified the kicking game, in particular the place kicking game, the kickoffs and the extra points. The other, you talk about consistency. They don't seem to have the same run, pound kind of approach yet. Maybe and that has come a long way with the sophomore quarterback, but he's got 2 veteran running backs in Wright and Fleming.
And when you have two running backs that are running the ball like they do with Fleming and Wright, you put your young quarterback at ease, and you have a playmaker in Hargraves. And, of course, you have that defense. Again, Coach Blunt was concerned about the penalties early. As you saw tonight, Frank, I don't think they had maybe more than 2 penalties tonight. So
no, he's got to be pleased with that.
That's definitely a positive for tonight. And, again, you know, you play teams, Kecoughtan, it's a rivalry, but, you know, you're expected to win. You're expected to win next week. You're expected to go in the playoffs and make a deep run. So, you know, these are kids, and sometimes you get ahead of yourselves, and you have to understand that you have to take every game for what it's worth.
Well, they had that horrible week of turnovers last week, and they've avoided that tonight. So there have been many positives, but, again, there are a couple things that they need to put together because everybody's going to be gunning for them in Division III.
So Phoebus takes over at the 10.
This actually could be the drive where you see a lot of that. They're going to try to put it together.
Have Wilson
and White
in the backfield. It goes to White, the sophomore. Somebody really needs to take a look at this kid. Look at this kid, sophomore, going down the field, first down.
Look at him quick because he's going to run right past you. And this is something to see right here. They're developing a new running back. You got the freight train.
I mean, just
in Daniel Wright. Now you've got the speedster and Jalen White coming around.
If you had a number 5 on the jersey, you would think that was Fleming running the ball. I mean, just identical in stature, a little smaller, but he's a young sophomore. He comes right in and gets a big gain.
Well, Jamal Wahid, let's give him credit. The senior out there at the left tackle spot, 6'3", 245 with a great block.
So first down, Phoebus. After the run by White, Edwards goes far side in motion.
And with Kareem Wilson, the lineman, in the backfield as well, playing that all-important fullback spot.
Daniels back to pass, a high pass, but still caught by Edwards.
Great catch, great coverage there by Kecoughtan's number 3, Keyshawn Harris.
One of the juniors, 5'11", 195 linebacker.
Good, so good pickup and good play.
Yep.
Again, showing a little bit more than the run. Almost flexing their offensive muscles is what they're doing. And
you know, this is something they didn't necessarily have last year, Frank. You know, a passing game, and like you said, when they got to the playoffs, teams were stopping the run, stacking the box, but forcing them to pass. Now they're saying, well, you can force us to pass, and we have a great young quarterback in Daniels and some great receivers on the outside.
Hargrave hadn't even smelled the ball tonight. I mean, he hadn't seen it, and I know Kecoughtan will key on him, and I know other teams will key on him. But if they need to see if they can't loosen him up some, because he is a playmaker.
Oh, for sure. And again, we've been talking about that game against Lake Taylor, and then a game against Bethel, he broke out and had a great play. He's capable of every time he touches the ball, he can take it all the way.
Oh, he's such an athlete. Now, Kecoughtan is going to be, I'll say it, better than whoever plays Phoebus in the first round of the playoffs.
For sure, absolutely.
They're going to be much better than whoever plays them in that Division III. I couldn't even tell you what local teams are in Division III.
Well, we have IC Norcom, Hopewell, not that far away.
They won't draw Norcom first.
Well, Lakeland, I think Lakeland right now is projected to finish 8th.
And that's who they got last year.
And then they have Parkview out of South Hill, who they might play also in the first round. So teams Phoebus, like you said, should win, should beat.
Oh, sure. This is a good matchup for them in that first round. You're warming up against Kecoughtan.
Edwards in motion. Phoebus still in the passing situation, the passing formation. Daniels back to pass, gets pressured by Tuck.
Barry Hargrave had been open for 5 minutes while he was practically flagging him in, and the pass comes late and he pays for it. Good stick out there by Kecoughtan's number 22, Kalante Tuck, whose name we're going to hear next year. But that time he almost wanted him to fake and then turn and go.
Yeah.
Because Daniels could have hit him on the run, as he's done several times.
Did you see the replay here?
Hargrave open, open, and then comes the pass.
But actually, that was
Zeke Jones.
Zeke Jones, yeah. But Tuck has been everywhere, so.
Yeah, so Jones with a nice stick there. Hargrave comes back near side.
So
I would just throw it as far as you can and let Hargrave run under it.
3rd and 3 from the 38. Kecoughtan showing blitz. Phoebus picks it up pretty well. It's going to Bryant. Bryant's open. Good catch by Bryant. Still on his feet.
What a nice pass. What a pass. That's Darryl Bryan, that's first pass he's caught tonight, 5'11", 194-pounder, but you got 3 receivers left, the whole Kecoughtan defensive backfield on the near side, and he finds Bryant in a nice little spot over there to the right. See him down behind the cornerback?
Oh, nice throw.
And puts it right in the chest of Bryant.
Melvin pushes him out of bounds. That's a first down at the 40. So Kecoughtan, Phoebus still throwing the ball, which is surprising this late in the game, but they're playing for later on in the season as well. Different situations. As you see, Daniels back to pass. It goes to Bailey in the flat. Bailey with some speed, bursting through. He gets tackled by a couple of Warriors.
Bryce Bailey's one of those guys that if he was in Game of Thrones, he'd be a guy that tries to run through that giant wall instead of going over it. I've never seen him back down from a collision.
Never.
I think DeQuandre Edwards is tweaked something on that play, and every time he gets hit, see it happens again. He's going to go off.
And you said something about Fleming as well in that 2-point conversion.
Yeah. So I think they're going to.
Zeke Jones also limped off for Kecoughtan, number 1.
Kecoughtan in a little better shape. If they can make the playoff, they've got a 2-week or a week off next week.
Up, yeah. Daniels again in the shotgun.
Looks mighty confident back there for a sophomore quarterback.
Fleming in motion with White in the backfield. Young sophomore, good-looking prospect. Daniels back to pass. Has room, has time. Complete to Bryant once again.
Another great pass and another just good field sense.
By
Comes
Bryant,
through
yeah.
gets out of the pocket and sees Bryant immediately.
No panic in this young guy.
Darryl Bryant doing a nice job of helping his quarterback. What do you call it? The next man up.
That's it.
And you see it here as these receivers stand around and encourage each other.
No pressure at all by Kecoughtan as the offensive line just
Close being
sealed it for him.
So Amari Callaway with a tackle may have saved the touchdown because Bryant's very quick.
So Daniels again in shotgun. They've passed most on this drive here. Kecoughtan showing blitz once again. It's picked up. This time Daniels breaks out of it. He's going to run. He has room. He has an opportunity to score, and he will. Touchdown, Phoebus.
My good, and Zeke Jones really, he just got back in the game. I think something bothered him, doesn't have a chance to do it, and Phoebus scores. Daniels gets his rushing touchdown to keep with the theme tonight, the 5th rushing touchdown of the game for the Phoebus Phantoms. They move ahead 32-7 here with the extra point coming up.
And who knew he had wheels like that? We knew he could throw the ball.
So here's Wallace in.
Again, this is something that if there was a negative right now going into the playoffs, it was the special teams, the kicking games. Wallace gets a high snap, and it's going to be low, and it's going to be no good.
And I can't tell if that's Wallace.
No, that's actually
95, and I don't have a number on my 95, but they got another young kicker in there. Here's the run again, right through the line, and then it's all Chris Daniels. Good move there. He's got 4 Warriors in front of him. One misses the feet, and in he goes. Not sure Zeke Jones had any lateral movement after being injured in the play before. So the kick is no good. It's 32-7 now. So that's a freshman kicker.
That's a freshman kicker.
In. And I guarantee you, Dickie Van Dyke, one of the best kicking coaches in the area.
He'll
He's worked with not
him.
only Phoebus kickers, but other kickers around the Peninsula District over the years. He'll work with these kickers and get them ready, but they'll have to be ready in 2 weeks.
Case in point, Eric Anderson was one of his kickers, and he got a scholarship to the University of Delaware.
Played quarterback,
Played quarterback and won a state championship for Phoebus. So.
But there were games where his leg won. That's back when Phoebus was in that stretch of state championships, and Anderson could win it with his leg as often as he could with his arm.
That's right.
So here's Wallace with the flowing blonde hair out of his helmet. He's going to kick off for the Phantoms. Look for it right back here around the 25 on the near side.
That's going to
be on 32. Picked up by
Callaway, who's been very active on the special teams department.
Well, all of a sudden his spot's the hot spot on the kickoff return. So 9:33 to go here in the fourth. 32-7 Phantoms over the Warriors. Out come the Warriors. Beeman still on the bench. So is big number 71. Jalen Blakely, the starting defensive lineman and offensive tackle. So Blakely's been over here all of the half.
Another 300-pounder, 6'4", 315 junior.
Big loss, too.
Yes.
Hopefully he's going to be okay and they'll recover and make the playoffs. They can recover.
Jackson back at quarterback. The Melvin experiment at quarterback is no longer. They have Bessie in the backfield now as Jackson's at quarterback. Back to pass. He's pressured. He's going to get smacked. The ball comes out, and Phoebus looks like they recovered it. And that's going to be number 89.
Nothing Rajon Jackson could do at that. Somebody may want to call his name and say, look out, because he didn't. That's the second time he's been hit from the side, and he doesn't see it. Where's Michael Orr when you need him? That time, the new lineman who's come in, Michael Massolino, doesn't even get a handle on the lineman. And number 89, Joshua Austin makes him pay.
Austin, a sophomore, 6 foot 198. Again, he looks. You take Purdy out.
Well, they can substitute him.
He looks just like Purdy around that edge.
Imagine getting both of them going. I don't know the condition of Purdy. Hopefully, they'll get him back for the playoffs.
And Purdy was a huge loss, and I think he might be out for the year, would be a huge loss going forward. But
Daniels
plays like Austin,
you don't miss him.
Daniels back to pass. It's going to be complete to Fleming on the far side. Fleming gets a good gain on the first down.
Daquan Fleming, the 5'10" senior, picks up nearly 9 yards on the catch. Second and just over 1. So Daniel's going to finish up. I imagine this will be his last drive if he scores here. Nice sharp throw.
Showing all the different tools he has, Frank.
You know, that's Melvin on the tackle.
So Melvin not playing much on offense, mostly defense at linebacker.
So Daniel's in the shotgun there. If you move the camera back, there he is.
Of course, White in the backfield. He fakes to White. He's going to go back to pass. Good check off. And he has
and it's Hargrave
who
dropped
loses
the ball. That's going to be
They're going to say it was incomplete. They're going to say he was down.
Oh, that's a questionable call there. Let's see if we can look at it again.
On that one. I don't know if he had possession of it.
That's giving Hargrave a lot of credit. He does come in as really with the reputation of one of the best receivers in the district. But let's see what it looks like. Now we get the benefit of.
Now look at the check off by Daniels, and Hargrave goes up. He has it in his hands right there. Oh, maybe he was down. He was down. Good call. Good call.
Ball came out very quickly. See it again.
Watch the check off though by Daniels. Just what a great throw. Only
catch.
Hargraves could get it. His knee is down. Then the ball. Good call.
Yep. Hargrave just glad to get a ball that time.
Jalen White gets the ball. He goes up the middle, and he's going to get close to a touchdown.
He's in.
And they're going to give it to him.
The far sideline judge had his hands up, took him back down. They're going to call him short of the end zone. Jalen White denied his touchdown. Jalen White, the 5'10" sophomore, making quite an impression tonight as he gets his initiation into the Phoebus rotation.
I'm going to check on the Phoebus JV team last year, Frank. They had Jalen White and Chris Daniels on one team.
Here he comes. White. A lot of running room there.
Forward with a great block.
That probably was a touchdown. They're not going to give it to him. So now you got Fleming in the back behind Wilson.
Fleming just walks in.
Yep. Ube, you could have scored behind that one.
I probably could.
That's power right side of the Phoebus offensive line. So another rushing touchdown for the Phantoms.
So touchdown by Phoebus.
That's the 6th rushing touchdown by the Phantoms tonight, 38-7. They come in, this is the freshman
kicker here.
We don't have a name for him, but the freshman kicker in. That time he kicked it through, but it's going to be a penalty. Ube is going to try to get the name of that kicker. Encroachment on Kecoughtan.
So they're going to try another kick. Are they going to?
They're going to kick it again, I believe. They call it encroachment on Kecoughtan, their first penalty. We're trying to get the name of the kicker. As he kicked that one through. We're at number 95. There is a spot on the roster for a 95, but no name or on our roster. We're working on that now. Cameron Marks. Thank you very much to the Phoebus coach.
The freshman kicker
kicked that one through,
and he might.
Well, he went through. Let's take what he got.
We got a competition at kicker now, Frank. Between Cameron Marks. He got so excited he forgot his tee. He had to go back and get the tee as he was picked up by teammates.
Well, there he is. Young Mr. Mark gets his first point as a Phantom, and he gets carried up.
You talked about steak earlier. They might take him out for a steak dinner tonight.
Young man, I'm going to there, Coach Blunt, very happy to have the extra point.
All jokes aside, they know how important this is.
My goodness.
You get a kicker with confidence, a freshman, you can build on this, and this can help them later on in the season.
To be candid, I mean, the kickoffs, Wallace's kickoffs, while a little short, have not been that bad compared to what we've seen in the Peninsula District. There's certainly no, no outstanding kicker yet. I think the only field goal we ever seen kicked was the one by Bethel.
Bethel, Ethan Larson.
Ethan Larson.
Yep, kicked actually, it was against Phoebus, actually, the game we did.
Yep.
That put some points on the board for Bethel as they kept that game close in the first half. And Phoebus, again, like they did tonight, ran away with it.
39-7 here at Darling Stadium. 7:14 to go in
Almost
the fourth quarter.
Almost a running clock. It's 39-7 with 7:14 left.
Is he going to kick off here?
And that's Zamir. Is that who kicked that?
Yeah, it was Rogers for a while. I don't know who it was that time. Well, short kickoff.
It looks like a fumble almost.
Well,
That's
maybe
Hatcher.
in a helmet to helmet. I'm surprised they didn't draw a flag.
There's Hatcher on the.
But Kecoughtan with a good return up over the 40.
Another freshman, Frank Hatcher.
Well, look, at this point, Coach Coley trying to find some guys that can put some points on the board.
You see Hatcher, the freshman.
He gets a nice move up there. Right there is where I thought was the targeting. Can't let them put their head down like that. I'm surprised he got away with it.
They've been calling a lot of that this year.
And they have been, and they've got a purpose. Persinger to the right. To the left is Callaway and Zeke Jones. And Razon Jackson at quarterback.
Back to Bessie.
Good Persinger, who has really been showing some, let's say, irritation at being behind. He came over the bench and got a little frustrated. That time, he was downfield with his block, holding his block. Nobody behind him, unfortunately, but showing a little bit of energy here. The Kecoughtan Warriors are going to need that. They need a good drive here just to get themselves ready for the playoffs.
Well, I'm sure Persinger knows a lot of these guys on Phoebus. He's probably heard it all week. So, and Melvin, I don't know who has the ball. I think Melvin gave it to
I would guess
Bessie.
Lee Beeman, but no, Lee's
Beeman's
on the
off.
side,
Bessie,
safely on the side. Poor Bessie is now getting the treatment.
And you see a lot of the Kecoughtan jersey numbers being peeled off of their jersey, as I see.
That's Zamir Rogers in there, wasn't it? 38 for the Phantoms.
You see Melvin's jersey with the numbers ripping off of him, and that shows you what kind of night he's having.
That may be Dominic Edward, 28. Yeah, that's Melvin's had a rough night. The iron on. There's the number 5, who was number 50.
See all kind of numbers blown away, Frank.
Yeah, that's Marcelino, excuse me, who's got the number coming off his back. He's stepping in. No, it's actually a Brazier, Blake Brazier, number 54.
So Melvin back to pass. He has a screen pass. He had Bessie in the flat. But
and
he
all
dropped
that
it.
effort, he drops the ball because Phantom's just a little quicker right now. Clock's going to stop on the incomplete pass. Bessie, who had the good run, couldn't get his hands on that pass. Nothing working for the Warrior. And in comes Robinson to kick it. Reese Robinson, the senior, doing plenty of appearances tonight, unfortunately, both as kicker and punter. Let's see if he can put his foot into this one.
So Bailey and Hargraves deep to receive. Let's see if Robinson tries to kick it away from him again.
If you're over here scouting the Phantoms, this is what scares you to death. These two guys.
Oh, and it's going to be well, almost a block, and Reese keeps it.
Well, he's a senior. Let him get a run in. No time that time. There's really no time at all to do anything.
Well, I don't think it. I think he was just pressured, and he just.
I think so too. There's no way to punt it. You see Melvin going back in with the numbers hanging off his back. I hope there's a photographer here to kind of sum it up with a picture of that.
Although,
it would have been blocked, so that all he could do.
It was
it was
Fullwood.
3 of the 11 that were in there. Rarely do you see 3 guys get in to block a punt. I'd be surprised if Daniels isn't replaced. And it's going to be number 19, Jonathan Tucker.
Former Warrior, comes over from Kecoughtan.
So Tucker, 6'1", 170, transfer from Kecoughtan.
As you remember last year, look at Jalen White up the middle.
Whew. Even the coaches up here are a little surprised at White, and these guys have seen him. So Jalen White up about a 20-yard pickup.
And Frank, I will give you credit how you said the Peninsula District's in good hands the next couple of years. This kid's a
You're not kidding.
sophomore.
We've seen some great play by the underclassmen on both sides tonight, but White is really making his mark now. This is his chance. And he's more of a traditional Phoebus running back. The Tyree Lees,
that was one of my favorites.
Yeah, he was so fast. So first down and 10.
And this is Wilson, the fullback, up the middle.
This is Wilson. Kareem Wilson, 5'11", 205-pounder linebacker, and he finally gets his chance to score a touchdown. 46-7 right now. And
So
that's going to put it above the 35 minutes.
Let's see.
35 points. It'll produce the running clock. Here is Marks again. Cameron Marks in to kick the extra point.
Look at the replay by Wilson. Look at the run by Wilson here.
Look at the speed. And that's
a fullback.
linebacker.
That's a linebacker.
Yeah, but they had the fullback position there.
So another high snap is Marks kicks it, and it's going to be good.
Good.
He gets lifted up. That's 2 steak dinners for Cameron, for Cameron Marks. Look at Tim Young picking him up.
Tim Young carrying him with one arm, man.
Marks could probably float back.
I think
to Phoebus.
Tim Young knocked the breath out of him with that grab.
Well, Marks is so excited he could probably float back to Phoebus right now.
I'm telling you right now, if you see Tim Young in public and he's backing up, white lights will appear. That guy is a monster. The center, 6'4", 300 pounds.
And the most gratifying thing for them is many great plays they've had. The most excited they got was 2 extra points.
Well, that's 3 extra points tonight.
Yes.
And so very important for the Phantoms.
Freshman kicker.
So the Warriors trail it now 46-7.
They're gonna look at the form by Marks.
Well, he's got the kick. He's got the form. Again, he's got the coach over there. That's going to be a big bonus. He's not going to kick too many past the 20, but if he can kick it from there.
Oh, yeah, that's all they need him to do.
That's his job. And he'll let his teammates score the 6. He'll take care of the 7.
As Hayes is doing the kickoff.
Is that who it is?
Trayvon Hayes, sophomore, 6'1", 200.
So it's all a youth movement here with the Phantoms leading.
Just young players all over the field for Phoebus making plays.
Warriors would just like to put together one drive here, and they've got 4:59 to do it, but a running clock.
It's going to go to, it looks like that's Cone. The freshman, another freshman, he's going to get wrapped up as the Phoebus defense. Special teams is there to make the tackle.
I hate to see him get one leg off the ground and get hit, but Cone's played very well tonight for Kecoughtan. Daryl Cone, he's a 9th grader.
It's amazing.
Not knocking back to 8th grade with that hit, but fortunately he's okay. And that's a good play. The young man's played well. You see him right there, number 5.
When we talk about how it's reloading and rebuilding, Frank, if you remember how many great players we lost last year, it's only right that I wouldn't say take a step back, but it just takes, sports rolls in cycles. And, right now, the youth are 2 years away from being, stepping up. And we're seeing a lot of great young players making plays. So, we lost a lot of great players at Daz Newsom and Jeremiah Wusu and Grandy from Kecoughtan. But as you see, all these freshmen and sophomores making plays for both teams.
Here come the Warriors. They're going to try to put something together here. The clock is running. We're down to 4 minutes. You'll see the clock will run the entire time with the exception of penalties or injuries.
And now it's back to Melvin. He's playing quarterback as a lot of the backups for Phoebus.
Well, I'll give it to the player, the Kecoughtan player. They have stuck with it. They're getting beat. They're not losing this game. They're just getting beat. They're running up against some pretty strong lines. They have given it their all. And they should not drop their head tonight walking out of here. They have played as hard as anybody. They just can't get past that line.
Well, I mean,
it happens.
How many teams has Phoebus done this to? So you can't feel too bad about it.
No, I think they've held them, they put out the effort. They can be very proud of here on senior night. And they're going to miss these guys on the front line. Nico Thompson, Blake Brasher, those guys have
miss them. Yeah, it's going to be huge losses.
Great for the program.
Beeman back in the game. He's been out for a while. And
poor Lee Beeman.
Same result.
Beeman's got one more shot at him next year, though. He's going to be ready. That young man has played hard. And there's just been no room. The clock's still running down to under 3 minutes now. Oh, I'd be love to get just a first down here. Do something positive to help this program headed into the postseason.
There's a lot of Phoebus backups in, freshmen and sophomores and juniors on that defense. The future.
And not a bad way to, I mean, if you're going to get beat like this, do it in the last game before you go to the playoffs so you can really have something to work for 2 weeks. Melvin with no place to go.
Nowhere to go.
Nobody to turn to. I don't start singing nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, but that's what it is. Yeah, that's Phoebus.
That's the Phoebus.
That's Trayvon Hayes in the game, 32. A little disappointment there on the Kecoughtan Warriors' faces, but they have nothing to be ashamed of tonight. They just met up with a team playing a little better. 46-7 here with less than 2 minutes to go. Lonzo Coley knows he's got some work to do, but I've seen the Warriors keep fighting.
I'm not sure what's going on here. I think Kecoughtan might just get the delay of game penalty just to let the clock run down.
It looks like they're not gonna, yeah, the question up here about whether there's been a timeout call. We don't see a timeout sign. So Kecoughtan's come to the sideline to get a play. Clock still running. Been no indicator, so they're gonna take a
delay of game.
Delay of game. There it is. So then they delay a game called. So by the time the ball was set, clock was running, it stops, and they're going to lose 5 yards. So 4th down now. Kecoughtan players come to the sideline and talk to the coach. I'm not sure there was some confusion down there about a timeout, but it wasn't granted and maybe not asked for. So back out go the Warriors in punt formation. Reese Robinson, the senior, is going to kick the ball. Again, there's going to be time maybe to get the punt off. Now they call timeout.
Wow.
And I think there was confusion. I think Coley thought he had called timeout. I think he's the last one to know that there was no timeout awarded.
The clock was still running, so.
And he's furious now. He is furious. He thought he had timeout. That was the source of the confusion. So that kind of sums up the night for Kecoughtan.
Yeah, it does.
Nobody watching to see that the clock had stopped for the timeout. So now 24 seconds to go. Reese Robinson's going to punt after the timeout. And that's going to do it. Well, Wube, what we've seen tonight, we've seen a lot of youth on both sides. We've seen the Phantoms playing really at the peak of where they have been this year. They're playing the best ball they've played. And that took it out on the Kecoughtan Warriors. We see the Kecoughtan Warriors really getting hit tonight, and maybe that's something that will inspire them to get ready for the playoffs. If they can make the playoffs, they can do some damage, but they're going to have to stay together as a team.
They're going to have to. It just depends on who they match up with. It's all about matchups, and if they can get in the playoffs, I'm sure they're going to play. I don't think they're going to play anybody just as good as Phoebus tonight.
No, and unfortunately, they may draw Hampton, they may draw Norview.
Right.
But getting there would be a big boost to this program.
You see, Melvin keeps. It's going to be the last play of the game.
One thing.
Oh, a pile up.
Yeah, and it's number 67 for the Phantoms. Looks like Kamani Robinson, the sophomore, may have been a little over the top, literally. But that's going to do it for the ball game as the clock continues to run. Final score here, it'll be 46-7 Phantoms. And Kecoughtan's regular season comes in. They finish 4-6. Probably disappointing for not so much for this game, but for a couple they let go in the middle of the season. Hopefully the 4-6 is going to be enough to get them in. The problem is that Division 5 is tough.
It's tough. And looking on the Phoebus side, they go with 9-0. They wrap up their season against Minchfield, and they get ready for the playoffs in the 3A division.
Chris Daniels doing a great job for the Phantoms tonight, leading his team. We'll see them again next week against Minchfield and on to the playoffs. Thanks to our crew here tonight. Brought a great game to us and allowed us to broadcast this to you. Thanks to the fans that came out. Come on out, folks. Next couple of weeks we got playoffs. Come on out. join us out here at Darling Stadium. It's beautiful, it's fun, great food, great entertainment. We'll see you during the playoffs.